This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this. There's some tall ants out there.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Aunt Simons.
Aunt Edwards.
Ant-Man when he grows big.
Aunt May.
Aunt Barb.
Barb Walters.
Rex Walters.
Shit, I was hoping you'd say that name. I'm like, oh, please say Rex Walters.
Boy, I can't get rid of this cough.
Yeah,
you know?
There it is.
I feel great.
I'm sure you do.
No more negative tests, but I cannot get rid of this cough.
Probably because you talk every day for about 8 hours.
No, it's because he's got a trip coming up. So he's like, oh, yeah, I feel great. He doesn't feel great, Maze. Feels like shit.
No, I feel amazing.
Uh-huh.
No, I worked out today.
Okay.
I'm back. I just can't stop coughing.
Worked out. Would you spread it to the gym or what'd you do?
I used a rowing machine for an hour. You dipshit.
Fuck am I? Why am I a dipshit?
Well, what was your little smart ass comment?
Do you have a rowing machine in your house?
I do.
Why?
So that I can row. You dipshit.
What are you, 20th century bitch or something?
It's a fantastic workout. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Are you still the dummy who's like, oh, I need to get on a treadmill and run for an hour? Grow the fuck up.
You're out here with your Bowflex?
No, it's not a Bowflex. It's a rowing machine.
Rowflex.
I could not imagine spending 3 hours on something that I didn't like after 10 minutes. You don't like it. You are a weird individual to keep watching. What are you, nuts? You dedicated a week of your life to dislike something? Get a hobby, knit something, go for a walk.
Previously on Cinephobe.
How am I supposed to go back to the me before all of this pain?
Excuse me? We're new in town and we've never had sex before. Would you give us a hand?
I would have rather seen his cock.
Out of the way, Bobby!
This episode in this movie exists.
You bet your sweet ass I saw a lawnmower man.
Oh, Teddy.
I'll call some guys from my neck of the woods. We're not talking, Brooke, about a couple of queens who know a few grapples. We're talking about Polacks that don't have a goddamn future.
You have a stupid heart and a stupid brain.
Regular Einstein.
You think I'm a coward? You're wrong. I'm not a coward. You're the coward. I'm not a coward.
I love cocaine. I do it all the time.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean like homosexual. I mean like...
I got nukes shooting out of my dick right now. I've got so many nukes.
Dick Nukem.
I mean, look at this buffet of ass.
Mouth to dildo, dildo to ass to ass, high branch, anal beads.
I'm the goddamn talent, Maze.
Look, Gene, I've never told anyone this before.
My head!
But I can suck my own dick. And I do it a lot.
1038. This movie is shit.
You don't know shit.
Holy shit, bro! I had the same note too!
I swear to God, both of you guys are the biggest fucking liars in the world.
Howdy.
You should have saved this for the train.
All right, au revoir, Luban. Lisa, solide.
Oh, I mean, why don't you just be like a regular person and dream about regular threesomes? Like clones.
Give me some soul kisses, baby.
Hey, beautiful! Oh!
Dang.
Oh!
I can't indulge this comparison to a person that me may or may not know in a movie that has nothing to do with this podcast.
That's some 20th century shit, bitch.
We will tangle ass.
Say hi to your mother for me.
And you will lose.
What's the end game? Okay, now everyone's dead.
What is fucking Spence from Ballers? Who cares what the end game is?
I am Rav.
McCavity!
Cinephobe, the podcast. We break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin El Hassan. That's Anthony Mays, part of the Levitard and Friends Network for Meadowlark Media. If you got a review, you better throw that bitch into an Apple Podcast with 5 stars, okay? I'll tell you that much right now.
Not like this jerk off who left us a 1-star review.
Another one?
It's our first in a while, so I got to call this person out. From BDub71, great, but ... need more Drunkamine. Sir, if you want more Drunkamine, just go listen to Blank Man again.
Yeah, just go listen to that one.
It's there forever.
Or just request it. Why give 1 star on that? Why would you do that?
Do we have BDub71 social information? Or what are the odds that it's also...
It's the same?
That this dipshit is not clever enough to have something different?
It's B_dub_71 and not pulling anything up.
What a stupid fucking name to put on there. Oh, I got my underscore in there. I've got my 71 in there. 71 was my football number. I was a backup guard.
If you have to use an underscore, you already fucked up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, surprise, surprise, this won't be the last time we shit on a listener today in this episode.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't
Future
know that.
callback.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Amin certainly got a lot of equity in us tackling that today.
No, don't spoil it.
See, I don't know what we're talking about here. This is exciting.
I want it to happen organically because it happens within the review of the movie. Yes.
Oh, I'm blind to this, so I'm ready for it.
Is this COVID blindness? I'm just checking.
No, but I feel like the fog is lifting. I feel like I'm getting it back. I'm ready to spread love in Vegas. It's going to be a great week. Back to the scene of the crime.
Are you going to Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Bachelor partying it up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It broke my heart that Zelina couldn't make it.
Yeah, you weren't invited, which is the crazy thing.
I'm in the wedding, so.
You're not.
I am.
You don't even know what it is. You were bitching about the registry the other day.
No, the registry was... Zach's like, oh, you bought the gift from the registry? I said, of course I have. And I pulled up the registry. And this guy, Ian Carmel, out of control, man. Out of control.
No, I think it's very reasonable.
Ah, so I'm starting to understand why Amin wasn't invited to this bachelor party, because he's a little broke boy, permanent renter.
Yo, don't give away the goods yet. I promise you.
If you have a submission, submit it. But just a reminder, it needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. It's time for August, boys, which means it's a new month on Cinephobe. August is Denzel Washington month.
Yeah.
He barely has enough movies to qualify for an entire month.
Denzel re-Washington.
Mays got absolutely destroyed in the poll thinking he could go up against The Watch and Battleship with Suburban Commando. So he got to pick the month and he got to pick the first movie of Denzel month. And he's going with the 1995 action crime sci-fi Virtuosity.
Sci-fi action.
Oh, no crime?
No thriller.
There's so much crime.
Neither of you have thriller.
Yeah, no thriller, but I was thrilled.
I was thrilled as well.
I realized about 10 minutes into this movie, I had been confusing so much of it with Johnny Mnemonic.
Ooh, another future cinephobe. Both 1995, man.
It was a big year for VR.
Huge.
Big decade for VR.
Massive.
Virtuosity stars Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. This is Denzel's first appearance on Cinephobe.
Wow.
How about that?
Cinephobe virginity taken, Denzel.
That's uncomfortable. He had Much Ado About Nothing, The Pelican Brief, and Philadelphia in 1993.
God damn.
Then this movie, Devil in a Blue Dress, and Crimson Tide in 1995, and then Courage Under Fire and The Preacher's Wife in 1996. Feels like one of these things is not like the other in this run.
Just slip that one right by everybody.
Preacher's Wife, man, I tell you. Whitney Houston falls in love with an angel.
This is also Russell Crowe's first appearance on Cinephobe.
Look at that.
Another virgin.
He had The Sum of Us in 1994, this movie, No Way Back, and The Quick and the Dead, and Rough Magic in 1995, and then L.A. Confidential in 1997.
Was The Quick and the Dead his breakout role, or would you say it was L.A. Confidential?
L.A. Confidential.
I would say L.A. Confidential, and then in retrospect, people are like, oh, he's great in this. Oh, he's great in that too.
Right.
He went on an absolute tear after that. The Insider, Gladiator, Beautiful Minds.
Mm-hmm.
Both Denzel and Russell Crowe were nominated for a bunch of Oscars against each other.
Yeah.
Would you argue that really Gladiator was his true here he is to the mass audience?
That was another level.
Because LA Confidential, people took notice of him, but I feel like Gladiator is where he became a star.
He won an Oscar.
The Insider was Oscar nominated as well. So he was already on a heater, but yes.
I'm talking about to the masses though.
I submit to you that LA Confidential is the one because that's what blew him up into getting big money for roles. Gladiator, he was already getting paid big time money.
That's true. That's a good point.
Russell Crowe also ass off in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I haven't seen it yet. I didn't even know he was in it.
I didn't spoil shit.
I didn't even know he was in it.
I didn't even know he was in it. See,
You
this is
stole-
the Hulk
you stole
all over
the
again in the trailer
goddamn-
for Ragnarok.
Jesus Christ, man.
What's next? Natalie Portman's
Fuck,
in it?
just keep it to yourself.
Pass on.
Another spoiler.
Oh, no.
Mace can't help himself. We'll move on. This movie also has Kelly Lynch, Stephen Spinella, and William Forsythe. Lynch, repeat offender from Mr. Magoo, Cocktail, Roadhouse, and White Man's Burden. What a run for her on Cinephobe, man.
5 times.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
That is a high grade Cinephobe run.
This is the same year as White Man's Burden.
Of course it is.
What a double bill that is in the resume.
You know Spinella from The Jackal, Bubble Boy, and The House of D, along with Milk and The House of Dust. Not related to The House of D.
No.
William Forsythe, a.k.a. Billy Hindsight, was in Dick Tracy, The Rock, and The Man in the High Castle.
Billy Hindsight.
And Gotti. Not that one.
We also have William Fichtner, Costas Mandylor, and Kevin J. O'Connor.
KOC?
Not the one Amin showed porn to.
Not that KOC. Billy Fix is a repeat offender from Armageddon.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Costas was in Soap Dish and the Saw franchise. KOC's from The Ringer, also The Mummy and Van Helsing. Kelly Cuoco?
Yeah.
From The Big Bang Theory and Flight Attendant.
First movie.
Guessing she's the child.
Yes, she is.
We also get Heidi Shands from Universal Soldier The Return. Tracy Lords from Blade.
Yes, Tracy Lords. I got so excited. See, this is the thing. Like, you guys looked this shit up before. I get to have the excitement of, like, that's Tracy Lords.
You know what I don't get the excitement of? Hearing you repeat how I don't get the excitement.
Michael Buffer from Grudge Match.
Uh-huh.
Anthony C. Hall, who is Tony from Blue Chips.
He's a repeat offender from Blue Chips, which is not canon.
We got a lot of repeat offenders, guys, and legitimate ones.
Okay, not the transportation department.
Probably not, but okay.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Christopher Murray, repeat offender from Smokin' Aces. Mara Duranslet, repeat offender from The Lawnmower Man.
Hey-o.
Randall Fontana, repeat offender from Lawnmower Man. Rolando Molina, repeat offender from Delta Farce. Alana Ubach, repeat offender from Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. Richard Atchley, repeat offender from Showgirls. Anthony Packman, repeat offender from Showgirls and Money Train. Greg Bronson, repeat offender from Money Train, Great White Hype, The Fan, Batman and Robin, Gone in 60 Seconds. Gloria Straub, repeat offender from Batman and Robin. John Wilkie, repeat offender from Armageddon. Michael Tamburo, repeat offender from Action Jackson, Roadhouse, and Money Talks. He is the helicopter pilot in all 4 of these movies.
What a job.
I thought you said these were legitimate repeat offenders.
Hold on. I mean, Frank Welker, repeat offender from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, Suburban Commando, Anaconda, and The Golden Child.
He is goated.
Goated, my boys. Virtuosity, directed by Brett Leonard. Woo-hoo. You might remember him as a repeat offender for directing The Lawnmower Man.
Hell yeah.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Also directed Hideaway, T-Rex Back to the Cretaceous, Man Thing, Triumph, and Truth. Truth with a question mark.
Triumph is about Walt Jr. from Breaking Bad learning how to wrestle from Terrence Howard. That's his most recent movie.
The character from Breaking Bad or just the actor?
The actor, RJ Mitty.
Does Terrence Howard call him man?
Mine?
You got to wrestle, man.
As a child, I studied chemical engineering at Pratt Institute, was there for 2 years until I saw that there was an inconsistency with the math there. And so I went out to explore a new way of understanding how the universe works, and I was able to define the grand unified field equation they've been looking for and put it into geometry. And then with that geometry, I was able to put props on that. And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight that I would like to bring here to Uganda, to replace the drones, to replace the helicopters, to replace the planes. We have all the funding necessary. What we need is just a fertile ground in which to build this. Now, this is the geometry of hydrogen.
Brett Leonard was also hired by CAA and Intel to direct a state-of-the-art, quote, interactive show to introduce the Hollywood community to the, quote, future of entertainment, where he digitized Danny DeVito and using live performance animation created the interactive animated character Mr. Head, who guided the audience participants through the experience. Also, it was the Lawnmower Man's 30th anniversary this year. So there was a Oral History.
Hubba hubba.
Featuring a lot of quotes from Brett Leonard that I sent you guys.
A lot of crazy shit that you sent us.
There's only one that I'm going to read.
There are lies throughout the whole thing.
James Cameron loved The Lawnmower Man. He met me at Cannes that year it came out. He walked up and said, "You beat me to virtual reality, you son of a bitch."
I too can play this game.
I feel like James Cameron walking up to Brett Leonard saying, you did it. You got there before me, is the same as when someone on Le Batard's show fucks up what they're trying to say, and then someone else just says, "Well said." That's the same kind of compliment. Like, oh, he loved Lawnmower Man.
I love the phrasing, "He met me."
Yeah.
You met James Cameron. Maybe.
No, man.
This movie was written by Eric Burnt.
You burnt.
He wrote Surviving the Game, Romeo Must Die, Highlander, The Endgame, and The Hitcher.
Yeah, he'll be back for Surviving the Game.
Synopsis for Virtuosity. When a virtual reality simulation created using the personalities of multiple serial killers manages to escape into the real world, an ex-cop is tasked with stopping its reign of terror.
It's funny because Paramount Plus's little synopsis is, he's a composite of some 200 personalities, each and every one a notorious killer. He's Sid 6.7, a VR creation designed to put LA police officers to the test. And that's it.
That's misleading.
Very misleading.
Tagline. Hell hath no fury like a composite of 183 serial killers.
Oh, no.
Meet Sid 6.7.
What happened to the other 17?
Other tagline. Sid 6.7, the ultimate killing machine.
Okay.
And then one more tagline. Justice needs a new program.
That one's good.
Other one's too long. Get to the point.
Also, Sid 6.7, they should have workshopped that name.
Terrible. It was just a version of saying, like, look how many iterations there have been of this guy.
No. Let me explain to you guys. This is where me being a little bit older explains stuff.
You just 20 CB yourself?
I was there for every fucking version of Netscape Navigator. Thank you very much. I don't need you to explain this to me.
But this is pre-Netscape Navigator. This is Windows 3.1. That was the shit that was going on. It was really in vogue to have these software things, 3.5, 4.2, whatever.
Is that a Windows 95?
I rewatched the rehearsal again.
It's insane.
100 miles an hour in my Scion TC.
Do you know how much stress I felt in that opening scene, not knowing obviously what the rest of the episode was going to be like?
Yes.
Where it looks like they're fucking kidnapping a child?
He's just heisting a baby.
Oh my God.
That's a cold open for the ages.
I was like, no, don't do this. What are you doing? Out loud. Just yelling at my TV. He needs to be stopped, but please don't ever stop him.
I like how this episode ended up being a part one of 3. We don't know how many episodes they're going to be following this one thread here.
Zach's theory is that the rest of the season is just going to be this.
I think the rest of the season is this.
That's crazy.
Of course. Of course it is. What are you talking about? What part of this did you think was going to be normal?
He keeps us on our toes, man. The last one is called Pretend Daddy, so I think you have a point. Pretend Poppy Talk.
I don't know if I'm talking about the rehearsal or this movie, but $30 million estimated budget.
Oh, yeah. Per episode.
Gross $24 million US and worldwide.
I also had $37 million box office.
Oh, profit.
It's ahead of its time.
It definitely is ahead of its time.
Also way behind its time at the same time. Before we jump to this movie, you listen to the rest of this podcast, Virtuosity is available on Paramount Plus.
I got it through a free trial for Epix.
Oh, okay. Epix is back in the game.
They're back.
See, I got to watch this on Paramount Plus pretty easily because I still have not canceled it from the last time I thought I was going to cancel it.
So long ago.
Yeah, me too. I have Paramount Plus and I didn't know it.
Virtuosity receives 31% from the critics on 32 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 32% from the audience on over 25,000 ratings. A little synergy right there. For those numerology heads out there.
33 miles. Still empty. Jesus Christ is crucified at 33. 55 on the mileage.
Oh, okay.
Big change, transformation, and grace. 22. Turning all dreams and desires into reality. Oh, wow. It just said 88.
What's that
I
mean?
looked at it when it said 88. At 88, new beginnings. And it's approaching 644. And what's a trip is after I totaled my Scion TC last April 2nd at 100 miles an hour. I had a Focus just like that I got blessed with for $200.
It's 11:32.
I mean, would you like the positive or the negative reviews.
Oh, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Zach, give me the positives.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow, now that you mention it, it is half full.
Michael Dukina of themoviereport.com. Shallow stuff, but the solid visual effects, decent stunts, and the work of Washington and Crow make it watchable.
Solid.
Christine James of Box Office Magazine. Despite the fact that it treads recycled waters, Leonard's film is an enjoyable ride. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times.
KT?
Virtuosity doesn't always compute, but like last summer's Speed, it is far more fully realized cinematically than many less commercial, more serious pictures.
Okay, this guy's just saying words at this point.
Christopher Knoll of filmcritic.com.
And Void.
It takes a while to get rolling, and the early character development is weak, but pretty soon, everyone's caught up in this innovative take on the cat and mouse game. Boys, Cat and Mouse is back.
Yeah.
Cat and Mouse month.
Roger Ebert of Chicago Sun-Times.
Oh, he gave it a thumbs up, huh?
Virtuosity is an example of a struggle that goes on in Hollywood between formula and invention. Bob Thompson of Jam Movies.
Too much,
Make no mistake about it, Brett Leonard's Virtuosity seems like a less filling nouvelle dish, full-on sci-fi action, but what it really is 100% all beef.
It's a rare review right there.
User Jealousiege J, 3.5 out of 5. That is spelled Jelisije.
Just filled with jealousy rage right now.
Jealousy J. You enviously make your way through my warehouse and then waltz away with my drugs.
This is a guilty pleasure for me. The movie has some terrible CGI, but has a solid enough plot of a man hunting down an elite AI that has 300 serial killer personalities.
300?
Having Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe sure does help, though.
Yeah. All that's accurate except for the number of killers.
How many goddamn personalities?
User Chris K, 4 out of 5.
Chris Kamen.
Great watch. Would watch again and can recommend. While this is a trip in the Wayback Machine, I think this is going to be a favorite of mine. Akin to Back to the Future, seeing what people thought the future would be 20 years ago is really interesting. And what's more is that we've pushed boundaries where something like this movie could happen. We're probably still, parentheses, 2021, a ways away from digital silicon DNA. We're creating robots that are more and more life capable and could have AI loaded into them to run amok. It's an interesting mix of sci-fi, action, and true crime style entertainment that I think should hold interest for most audiences.
How far do you think we are away?
Not that far, man. You seen some of these robots?
They all look like dogs.
Dogs?
They all have 4 legs and all that bullshit.
You seen the one with the machine gun?
Yeah, I saw that, but whatever.
That shit doesn't terrify you at all?
Nah, it missed me with that fucking robot that hits a three-pointer. I could care less about that.
Here comes fucking Patois Jones here. Miss me.
Patois Mills.
Patois Mills.
User George M, 5 out of 5.
George Mirazon.
5 bags. Gary W. Below was correct when he stated that the villain in this movie rivals the villain in Terminator 2. Man, it was damn good. Denzel versus Crow. We watched it and we're like, how have we never heard of this thing or the director? We were on the edge of our seats, or at least our shoulders were. I think you meant our shoulders were.
What?
We were definitely ready to stand up and leave. I mean, give a standing ovation at the end finally. I mean, when it ended so thrillingly. More evidence that Crow turns bad only behind the wheel. Let the guy ride a bike or something, or just a horse, or sail a ship to go places, or at least drive a big old truck. It was great. Nice stash for Forsyth.
That is a chaotic review.
Yeah, that was all over.
How are your shoulders on the edge of your seat?
Why are they on my forehead? Was the dick on top of my head?
Makes no sense.
Oh, I'm upside down.
You sure are. Your face is getting
User Gary W, 4.5 out of 5. The villain in this movie rivals the villain in Terminator 2.
He remembers Gary W. There it is. There's a Gary W. review.
Terminator 2 villain, huh? You mean Jimmy Cameron? Brett Leonard's boy?
And last one, user Slade T, 5 out of 5.
Slade. Slade from fucking I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Slade Trinity. Rotten Tomatoes launched in summer 1998. That year, many a great movie shifted consciousness towards higher levels such as American History X, The Big Lebowski, Mulan, Blade, Pleasantville, Belly, Ringu, and yes, Wild Things. Then in 1999, we got The Matrix. This history bit is to reveal that many movies prior to 1998 may have fallen under the radar. A film that didn't have that big of a budget became almost invisible as far as review sites go. I meet people every day and most have never heard of Virtuosity. So IDC what Rotten Tomatoes rates this movie because it's really good. Great cast, and I actually own it on DVD.
Does this motherfucker think that movies prior to 1998 just don't have a Rotten Tomatoes entry?
I think because this one has like 32 reviews for the critics, right? That's not a lot. We've had some that are like 100, 200, 300 before.
1998 is the cutoff, huh?
Allegedly. Negative reviews.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Mal Vincent of the Virginia Pilot.
Oh, Angelina Jolie was great.
Someone should have told Washington. He plays the hero. Such a stiff, above-it-all manner that you get the idea. He can't wait to pick up his paycheck.
He definitely did have an above-it-all manner in this movie.
I mean, he is above it all. He's fucking Denzel Washington.
He's Denzel Washington.
He should.
He had just done Philadelphia.
The fuck, man?
Rob Thomas of Capital Times, Madison, Wisconsin.
Or else forget about it.
The worst movie that could possibly be made, starring Crow in Washington.
Yeah, out of this and American Gangster, it's the worst one. You're right.
Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle.
Philadelphia 5.
The presence of Washington lends the picture a much-needed dose of authenticity. But in the end, Virtuosity is disconnected and uninvolving.
It doesn't even matter.
Pete Travers of Rolling Stone.
Traverse City.
Though Virtuosity connects all the dots to give audiences a roller coaster ride, the movie begets nothing new. It's stillborn.
Whoa.
Is that necessary?
Madeline Williams of Cinematter. Disappointing action movie which doesn't ever fully exploit the possibilities of its premise. They done a pretty good job.
I think it exploited the hell out of the possibilities, man.
What more did you want, Madeline?
Scott Rosenberg of the San Francisco Examiner.
Do the voice.
There's a tiredness to its action sequences and a dullness about its plotting that no amount of special effects legerdemain can hide.
There's going to be a point where Zach breaks. He's like, you want me to do the voice? Fine, I'll do the voice.
It's going to be when we do 9/11. James Berardinelli of Real Views.
Spaghetti lasagna.
Given Washington's presence and the promise of a virtual reality action story, Virtuosity has some appeal, provided, of course, the viewers aren't selective.
Ho-ho! People like trash.
Mark Savlov of Austin Chronicle.
Savlov's dog.
Virtuosity is 95 minutes of unsubstantial firefights and meandering plot twists.
People die. What are you talking about? Unsubstantial.
Mike Clark of USA Today. Someone should tell Hollywood that the mass killer genre is dead and that its virtual reality counterpart is already wheezing.
Motherfucker, you work for USA Today? What do you mean someone tell Hollywood? Motherfucker, you're the one who's supposed to tell Hollywood. Someone tell Hollywood. Apparently they don't listen to your bitch ass. Next.
Last one. User Amy S. 1 out of 5.
Amy Schumer.
Boring. Too much science fiction for me.
Oh, Amy.
Do it in the Amy Schumer voice.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking about it.
He did.
You nearly got him on that one.
It was real close. COVID fog is back. I mean, give us your first note after these messages.
God damn it. Why are you doing this every other week?
I don't know. I just kind of like it now.
Stick
I kind of
to
like it now, but I
you
want to keep
don't
you on
like
your
it
toes.
that much because you don't stick with
I like
it.
to keep you on your toes. I hope they play right now. Listener, what's up? Zach Harper coming to you live from Just Making My Picks on Prize Picks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. For my money and your money, the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. Again, that's daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of players, including like pros and sharks, those people that really try to game the system and screw you over. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Basketball's here, right? So check this out. This is the cool thing that I love from Prize Picks. You can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports and leagues. So if you want to do like more Patrick Mahomes yards and less James Harden points, you can do that. You can do that combination. You can do any combination that they have on there. You just go to the Specials League. You want to play alongside people. Maybe you don't want to go it alone. Maybe you want to play alongside people. You can go to, I don't know, Meek Mill, Andrew Schultz. You find them in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. And best of all, Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have the player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks, the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So I'll tell you what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use the promo code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Let me say that again for you. You go to prizepicks.com/ding. You use the code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100 from our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
All right, my first note.
What is your first note?
You don't have to tee me twice.
Well, after the messages, we want people to come back. No, got to pay off the teas. I mean,
we try to institute one fucking commercial break, and our timing is just fucked. We can't do shit anymore.
Well, hold on. To be fair, Amin and I have only been doing radio and podcasting together for about 7 years.
Why is this my fucking fault?
I didn't say it was. Rorschach test.
We're a team. We work together.
First note, I think I like this movie. Past tense, because I don't remember anything from it. I just remember watching it and thinking, this isn't as bad as all the reviews and everyone made it out to be.
Maze, what's your first note?
Denzel is in a Patagonia leather cop uniform with knee-high boots.
Patagonia. Look at Six Toe.
My first note, some sexy ass music for the opening credits.
Very 20th century bitch music here to start the movie.
Guys coming up the escalator at the beginning of this movie, ass on.
I'm gonna push back. I think they're ass off.
They're ass off when you realize what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might as well just say it. This is all actually taking place in virtual reality.
Whoa! I'm into reality, not this virtual reality.
Denzel and another officer get off the metro, and these cop uniforms are so 20 CB when projecting the future.
There's a lot of overlap with Predator 2 in this movie, man.
This is what they thought the future was. Some Demolition Man shit. There's a lot going on.
It's a different branch of the Nexus event of future Los Angeles.
Also, I want to throw out there that Denzel, ass off, just stepping off the train.
Mm-hmm. The look is perfect, man.
He's just something else.
Those uniforms are also my first Golden Dumpster nominee. His partner says, oh man, I can't get over how different we look. People are walking stiffly and oddly. It's on his partner take off running. There's some scenery glitching. Walls are changing. People are walking through each other.
Everyone's wearing the same gray suit.
Digital rendering of Russell Crowe's face.
What kind of lunatic would commit such unthinkable crimes? The three adjectives which best describe this killer are sadistic, intelligent, and dangerous.
Sid!
6.7.
Yeah.
Denzel sees a smiley emoticon sideways on a building and runs toward it.
Downtown LA, how I miss you so.
Glitchy humans eating Japanese food. Partners ask what they're looking for. He says, his eyes. These eyes are crying.
These eyes have seen a lot of love.
I've never seen another love like I had with you.
What do they look like? Like mine.
They see a silhouette of Crow eating. He's housing some sushi, man.
His hair has an amazing curl wave to it. It's perfect.
Denzel starts shooting through the partition. Crow grabs a gun and shoots back. Uzi's 20 CB weapon.
Really?
Uzis were everywhere in the 90s, man.
Akimbo.
Yeah, shout out to El
Scorpio.
It's ready.
When's the last time you saw Uzis in a movie?
That's a good point.
That was the one that like gangs had. It's the one soldiers had, henchmen. Everyone used Uzis.
You know what killed the Uzi? Charlie Sheen's report in Money Talks. He did a whole report about street weapons and it says Uzis.
Crow has one and he's unloading. Crow's yelling when he fires. Also dressed like Shawn Michael Higgins in Best in Show. Clip it, Maze.
Counting those, I have you. You've already packed 6 kimonos.
All right, so here's 7.
We're in Philadelphia for 48 hours.
So that's 7. So I need
how many tea services can you do? Why are you doing this? I mean, I think we're overpacking, don't you?
Well, no.
He tosses a gun through a painting. It splashes like water.
He emerges and knocks out the partner. Just going to do a little performance piece with your partner. I'll be back to my solo with you.
Tension?
Denzel creeping around looking for him. There are geishas everywhere.
And they're all very calm. Everyone seems to be very calm.
Huh. It's because they're all NPCs.
He sees a silhouette in a different spot now, and the bag of guns is there. Sushi chef drops down and Crow emerges like he's Lance Stevenson in that one gif. Crow is wearing a Masters Championship jacket and a headband tied around his forehead.
That's so he's camouflaged to look like the sushi chef.
Was Shane Battier the one who would always wear a fucking green jacket to NBA games when the Masters was on?
That sounds right, yeah. He unloads at Denzel. Denzel dives away but gets shot.
Dippin' Dot's blood spurts out of his shoulder.
Could have killed you just now, but what the hell? I'd love to play. Where's Donovan? Oh, don't worry about your friend. He's chilling out.
Where's Donovan? He's at the Mets game. Waiting for the Knicks.
The pillar Denzel is hiding behind is not substantial enough to either hide him or take bullets. And now Russ is using the other sushi chef as a hostage.
As a human meat shield.
Human fish shield?
Meat and tendon.
What kind of a shield?
Come on, Copper, Peg, Flatfoot. What are you gonna do? Game over.
You gonna call the QFs?
He fires through the chef and shoots Crow, who smiles as he's shot. But it's not Crow. It's the partner who's electrocuted in ice now? What's happening?
No, he's just been in there. He's been chilling out.
Oh.
He's been chilling out.
He pops up behind him, yells, and chokes him against the pillar. Here's a new composition. This one's called First You Suffer, Then You Die.
You cheated.
You're absolutely right.
Crow digs his thumb into the gunshot wound of Denzel. As he does this, Denzel digitally disappears.
Like a progressive scan. 20th century, bitch.
We built this simi. We built this simi on CG. I built this simi. We built this simi on CGI.
How did you lag there without the internet doing it for you?
I slowed down for you.
That's great for harmony.
We're now in this kind of laboratory environment. Both Denzel and Donovan are in these VR contraptions, and I said ass off for both of these guys in the simulator.
Just shaking and convulsing. It reminded me of the things that picked up the ice blocks in Demolition Man in the cryo center.
It's a giant spider-legged contraption with 2 arms suspended in the air with the chairs. This is the upgrade from the Lawnmower Man gyroscope lab.
I wrote, what the hell is this facility? Do they have the budget of the Catwoman Police Department or the rehearsal?
Oh, yeah.
Future callback.
They moved that rig cross-country just for this movie.
Now, as they pulled Donovan out, I said, Snacky Tuna is going to have a field day with the meme he's going to make. This dude convulsing and dying.
Back in the virtual reality, Russell Crowe is adjusting his tie. You know, I hadn't actually finished yet. And we see his shoulder wound heal itself, complete with staticky sound effects and a chicken bone rotating back into position.
Get them out of those goddamn rigs right now. Call the paramedics.
Medic!
A lot of good disembodied voices in this one.
There's also a digital rendering of Denzel's brain exploding with red and yellow colors.
Fire.
Neural stimulation overload.
They just scribbled the fuck out of that brain.
His neural sense is at 456, and my favorite part is that the progress bar is just through the roof.
My next note, Denzel's hair.
Yep.
He looks like Chris Bosh in Toronto or any 2007 cornerback in the NFL.
He's also jacked.
I forgot how jacked Denzel is, but he is massive in this movie.
Nurse Ratched is there in a yellow suit. She asked Billy Fick, what's wrong with that man?
What happened to that boy?
And she's ass on.
Kelly Lynch tries to lock up ass on early by telling us the partner's gone into shock. Billy Fick's the sensitivity calibrations must have slipped just a tad. Him doing jargon in this movie is just insane.
He's the guy who's in charge of this government contract science lab, whatever, where they're developing this tech.
L'attack.
Nurse Ratched is from the police commissioner's office because they are testing this for the actual cops. That's why they're using the inmates as guinea pigs first.
Paramedics do a half-ass effort to save the partner. He's dead.
They just zapped him with the defibrillator. That's it.
Woman asks about the fail-safes, and Victor says they were supposed to be online. Man thinks someone's been tampering with his software.
And this dude looks like Sussman.
Yeah, Daryl does look like Sussman.
A lot of Sussman vibes.
He is a real sus man in this movie.
And then we don't have a walk and talks position. It's a cart and talks position in the Littack cart.
Virtual reality was supposed to be a safe place to train my law enforcement people.
That's why we're using convicts to ferret out any glitches in the system.
I want it shut down immediately.
While Denzel is getting cuffed, I submit to you, look at his shoes. He's wearing Jordan 10s, man. The suede 10s. Not the leather ones. Gray and then the black.
Ooh, actually, with the laces, they do kind of look like 10s.
In the future,
it's a great call, yeah.
Inmates get some fly-ass kicks.
Denzel tells Billy he trusts too much when he can't figure out how this could happen. Good seeing you back in the uniform, even if it was only VR.
Ass off for Russell Crowe in the background, who's kissing the geisha's hand.
Oh, he's killing it, man.
Also, we've moved on to flat screens.
Well, for this movie.
One big-ass flat screen.
For this facility. Not any other TV in this movie.
Cheated. Ooh. Said 6.7. Electrocution wasn't a part of his weapons menu.
What are you talking about?
Talking about methods of killing. Automatic rifle, shotgun, handgun, blunt objects, his hands, his feet, his teeth. Electrocution wasn't an available option.
Yeah, so how do you know?
I checked the database while everybody was sitting on their asses waiting for Queen Dean. I'll show you.
Denzel walks over to the computer and Daryl tells him to get away. Denzel grabs him. Forsythe walks him away. Says, I'm pressing charges. Calm your VR ass down.
Yeah, Sussman.
Keep trying to dig you out of a hole and you keep putting yourself back in. Pick and shovel.
Did you bring my stuff? You're a damn ingrate, you know that? I get you 9 months off for volunteering and all you talk about is chalk.
I had to rewind that because I thought I misheard it at first. I didn't know what he was saying.
Whoa!
9 months off for good behavior is not going to do me any good for another 17 years. Chalk I can use right now, Billy. And I'm wondering, is chalk the new street drug? What is chalk?
Denzel ass off for the little hop walk because he's changed.
He's killing it when he's in those shackles.
Here's the thing. I don't believe he's actually in shackles right now.
I don't either, but he fucking made me think he was.
He's such a great actor. He's going to commit to the role. This is how I would be walking if I were shackled.
Yeah, but you shot the sushi chef. You shot the son of a bitch 8 times. You mind telling me why?
Because he wasn't real, Billy.
You were supposed to pretend he was.
And pretend to die like Donovan?
You got a point there.
Denzel, right before he goes back in the prison transport, says he'll give them what they want.
I'll be their guinea pig.
I'll be there on Tuesday. Yeah, me too. Banter?
Tension?
Banter? Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
No, I think there's some banter there.
Maze.
A hint of banter, a dash of banter.
There's no banter.
No. Listen, they're friends or whatever, right? Billy's telling them, I'll be there on Tuesday.
And Denzel's got a little quip there because obviously he'll be there too.
Yeah, he don't have no fucking choice. He's a prisoner.
They've got zero banter, absolutely no laughs whatsoever.
Look, both of you, pull it together or you're going to pull yourselves down.
Is that transport truck for the prison also a UPS truck from the future?
I thought it was a converted Hummer.
For UPS.
I thought it was U-Haul.
A U-Haul? Have you ever seen a U-Haul before?
Have you ever seen a UPS truck? It's way bigger than that.
No, that thing was fucking big, man.
No, it's not.
Denzel being scanned for the prison naked. Metallic limb detected. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. It's his dick. You see a massive shoulder scar, too.
This creepy officer with the camera clears him.
Oh, Officer Cuck O'Leary?
Cuck O'Leary definitely looks down.
He thinks he's going back to the isolation wing, and he's headed towards Gen Pop.
Welcome back, cop. Prisoners silhouetted like a striptease show or yelling and throwing shit at him.
So many disembodied voices.
Clip the prison entrance from Tango and Cash.
Cash, let me load up your fucking barrel! Cash, I'm gonna put brown sugar in your ass!
Shit, I put half these guys away.
Hey, Tango, I'm gonna wear you in my shirt like my bitch! Cash, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, fool!
You know what I really hate? What? Litter. God damn it. What? Forgot to bring the marshmallows.
He does the ultimate Denzel walk.
Oh, man.
And I had the question, who else has a signature walk?
The Rock? Dwayne Johnson has a signature walk.
John Travolta, future callback.
Travolta and the Fanatic?
That's another one.
I'd say Russell Crowe has a signature walk.
No, more on that later. He has one for this movie. That's
John Cleese.
John Cleese?
The Ministry of Silly Walks. It's got a couple.
Reference.
White Power Bill comes out with a bloody eye. He does a sig heil and everyone gets quiet. And just in case it wasn't clear yet, we get a close-up of a White Power tattoo.
With a skull and crossbones.
Motherfucker, you took Donovan on that fucking joyride! What? You got nothing to say? Who wants Dark Meat?
Zach, now this guy isn't the protagonist.
What?
Just want to make that clear to you.
I thought we were introduced to the hero at this point. He's not?
Zach spent the rest of the movie asking, where's White Power Bill coming back?
Where did White Power Bill go? Lunges at Denzel with a shank. Denzel avoids him and hits him. We do not get enough prison fights in movies anymore. It used to be all prison fights all the time.
They had a prison fight in Red Notice.
How do these prisoners have this much shit in their cells?
Why doesn't Denzel ever use his fucking metallic arm in this movie?
I forget that he has it. He uses it for the dumbest shit.
Going through glass. He could have fucking wrecked White Power Bill with one punch.
He uses the other arm a lot.
It's like if Jax in Mortal Kombat was just doing kicks.
He did wreck him, though.
Denzel disarms him. He starts whooping his ass.
When he drops the shank, he tells him to pick it up. Come on, pick it up. And I said, wow, that's a real badass right there, man.
Gets him in a neck sleeper hold. He yells,
You'll see him! Huh? I want everybody to take a good look! I ain't going nowhere! I ain't going nowhere! I'm right here! Come get your boy! Come get your boy! Come on, get me!
and then the guards step in and start beating the shit out of Denzel. They also carry him off, which sucks for the guy that had to carry the metallic arm part of him.
There's also a guard who didn't break up the fight, didn't beat up on Denzel. He just walks behind.
He's the supervisor.
Didn't do shit, man.
Lee Tack HQ. We got different versions of NPCs.
8-track cartridges everywhere for each character.
You have to blow in those cartridges before you load them into the VR.
Bet you do. Daryl says, Sid, we're in a lot of trouble. And Sid's playing the piano in a desert.
Oh, so much Jargon's position here.
Let me tell you, I think Jargon is winning this one.
Sid, we're in a lot of trouble.
True genius is rarely rewarded within its lifetime.
Sid, I know it was you who increased the neural sensitivity calibrations. You murdered that prisoner. And now they have to shut you down.
I can't change what I am, Daryl. I'm a 50 terabyte self-evolving neural network double backflip off the high platform.
This is beyond an audio clip. This is a video clip. This fucking backflip shit that he does.
Oh my God. He starts floating in the sky doing flips.
He's only 50 terabytes, guys.
You can get that from Best Buy.
When he crashes into the piano, it explodes into a flock of birds. Then the sand dunes start swirling into quicksand.
I'm not a swan dive. And I have to tell you, killing for real, it was a real rush. Oh my God. Which God would that be? The one who created you, or the one who created me? You see, in your world, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, but in my world, the one who gave me life doesn't have any balls.
But you won't do it. And do you want to know why?
No, not really.
Because you have no balls.
I see. Okay.
And your fathers had no balls. You were all the product of generations of ballless men who were either too weak or too frightened to stand up and take what was theirs. And one day, you will pass on your empty, shriveled sacks to your own pitiful offspring.
You're frightfully inadequate for a deity, Daryl. I will not be shut down.
Daryl says he can't exist without them. Needs their hardware. Then we'll get it. He plucks a rose out of thin air. How? Sacrifice your queen.
He's monologuing his ass off.
And we go back to prison. Kelly Lynch talking to Denzel. She's Dr. Carter.
Good morning, Dr. Carter.
Hey, sweetie.
Looks like it's going to be a long day.
Another one. What we got?
Chief asked her to do a psych evaluation for sentence reduction. He wants to take notes. And they touch hands as she passes him a notepad.
Denzel is a smooth motherfucker touching her hand. That's the dentist system at play right there. Engage physically.
Oh, absolutely.
He's already demonstrated value in the VR.
Would you have sex with Denzel? I think I would.
Would I or have I?
I mean, I guess I have both questions now.
A lady never tells.
But you're a whore. So why don't you tell? All right. She wants his version of the fight in prison. He just keeps repeating that he defended himself.
You were trying to kill him. No, I was defending myself.
Looking at your history, you could infer
that I was angry, that I'm violent. You can infer that I was angry about not making my junior high school baseball team. That doesn't mean I killed the coach, which is great fucking logic.
Were you attracted to violence as a child?
Yes. Three Stooges, Wile E. Coyote. Every time Wile E. Coyote got crushed,
He just trails off there. He says,
He is in bliss.
He wants to know why she was at the thing yesterday. She says, you're an intriguing subject.
Ooh, intriguing? Can I write that down?
She's doing research for a book. Criminal psychologist occasionally consults for them. Wants to know how he knew that Sid would be in the Japanese restaurant.
Parenthesis. Smiley faces. People used to sign off their email with that.
This note page just has the word notes, intriguing subject, and then the smiley face on it.
Alone.
People don't usually die in games, she says. Depends on your idea of fun, doesn't it? They need to talk about Matthew Grimes. And we get a flashback, guys.
He provoked you. He killed your family. Took your arm.
Flashback's position.
At that point, I wondered, how the fuck did his arm get taken?
Oh, well, luckily, we're going to find out.
Specific set of skills.
I don't agree with the physics of that whole moment. I'll buy 200 serial killers got together in some virtual petri dish and became a real sentient human. I'm not buying the way his arm was blown off. She's asking if they can possibly plead temporary insanity.
As we get a flashback to him covered in blood. It won't ever happen again. It can't happen again. You see, my wife and my daughter are already dead.
I don't want to be a stickler, but I'm just saying, if he got married again and had another child, it could happen again.
On the screen, there's a statue with tits and snakes.
Nice.
Oh, they're playing chess. More like chest.
Oh, and also there's a babe in a silk robe lounging seductively. We've got a horny guy jerking himself through his pocket.
This dude looks like a fat, balding version of Maze.
What?
Like if Maze didn't have a great head of hair.
What the fuck?
If Maze really didn't have his life together.
I'm offended by that.
You're offended.
No. If you really let yourself go, if you gain like 60 pounds.
He's not even that fat. How is he a fat version of me?
But compared to you, you're skinny.
We're giving you a compliment. You are an in-shape person with a great head of hair. This guy isn't. That's all we're saying. But he looks like you in the face.
What the fuck? So he doesn't look like you and he doesn't look like you, but it looks like you.
Again, how many times have I called Amin a racist for messing up white people?
But you just agreed with him.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. That's why I'm telling you there's some validity to it.
It's fucked up. It's bullshit.
His name is Clyde, by the way, and Clyde is playing Pocket Monster.
Steve Martin was a prop comic.
Clyde is horny.
Hi, Clyde. What are you waiting for?
I want you to come inside, Clyde. I'm so tired of playing alone.
Oh man, she just keeps getting better and better.
She's interactive, Clyde.
Very interactive.
Very heavy-handed.
Amin, zero cheeks comment coming.
Zero cheeks.
What was that countdown?
It was to the point where I was going to make the note. It would be a gross malfeasance if I didn't mention she had zero cheeks.
I don't think I would say it that way.
Gross malfeasance.
Also, this underwear she's wearing, very 20 CV.
While you're in my rig, Sheila 3.2 is collecting information from 136 different aspects of your physiology, your heart rate, pupil dilation, vocal intonation, syntax, any degree of detectable tumescence. And once again, Brett Leonard, ahead of his time, not just talking about the future of VR, but data harvesting. Clyde wants to use the gear for a little while.
Bet he does.
Sheila says, I want you, Clyde. I want you inside with me now. Why is she in a chess game? They'll explain it.
Daryl has other ideas.
Understand you've been trying to incubate a nanotech android. What are you getting at? Mr. Wallace seems to think software is a solution to the problems you've been having. No way.
I suggest we begin by incubating Sheila.
Brilliant. Genius. Grab her module and follow me.
He thought about it for 3 seconds and then he realized he could fuck the Sheila android.
It's literally like, yo, man, let me use my software in your tech. No, hell no. I want to do it to bring Sheila to life. Fuck, let's do this.
I thought about this a lot. I don't know that I would trust the insides of that incubation.
What if you designed it, though?
He made the physical.
Granted, I'm with you. On the outside, everything sounds and feels and looks good. On the inside, though, I don't think that's mimicking the way you think it's going to.
He made it.
Where's the wetness coming from?
What you do is you have a little compartment, you fill it with water and, other...
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
Water?
And then it just starts to mist itself on the inside there.
Water's not a lubricant that you need there.
I don't like this.
No, with some lube as well.
I mean, it's cum. It's got to be a cum substance.
It's definitely cum.
Welcome back to Cum Like Goo Month.
The texture, the flavor, the color, the consistency.
Daryl brings Sid into the chess world with Sheila. He's dipping her head back, stroking her stomach. She's one of your finest compositions.
Is he digitally cucking Daryl?
Yes.
Yes.
Daryl likes it.
You mean Sussman? Yes.
Then he throws her onto the chase, bent over doggy style. Nice. Tight chords. Do you like this, Sheila? You know I do.
Nothing but bone.
Do you like this, Daryl?
Daryl pulls the Sid module out, pulls something out, and then puts it in the Sheila module.
And he's wearing this fucking 1950s ass suit. again. Like, what's going on with these suits in the 20th century?
He's just dressing like the Riddler.
Sheila asked if she was bad. Are you going to punish me? If they want to destroy you, Sid, let them try it in the real world.
Clyde brings a massive snake over to Sussman. It freaks him out.
Daryl's also spent his time with Sheila playing chess with her.
Absolutely.
She's quite an expert chess player with me. With you, she's got quite the expert chess player.
All right. That was pretty good.
He cuts the tail off of this snake.
Oh.
This snake, ass off. I know it's only one scene, but this snake with the tail off, ass off.
Jargon exposition going through the roof in this scene.
I didn't even write it down.
I didn't either.
Just jargon.
I literally blacked out.
Yeah.
I wondered, is that Frank Welker as the screaming snake?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He makes him put on VR goggles.
To watch the regeneration?
Watching your people in VR auto reset gave me this idea. And that's when the snake oozes a blue cum like goo.
It's definitely cum.
Grows tendrils and starts eating glass. What you're seeing is millions of nanomachines suspended in colloidal exposition solution, absorbing the glass molecules and using them to regenerate the snake. The nanocells are silicon-based, so they need glass to regenerate. But if you separate the character module from the polymer neural net, you get nano-death. Hey, this is just Westworld. The snake goes limp.
It's like Zack at night.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the sun goes down, nano-death to my dick.
Also, like Zach's dick, it oozes blue goo.
Uh-huh, sure does. They keep telling me go see a doctor. I'm not going to. I don't care if I have insurance.
The color, the texture, the consistency.
They put Sid in a vial of blue goo. Look at how they react to the organizing principle of the character module, communicating efficiently. It's a new world. Daryl.
Cut to flashes of Denzel in his cell, drawn with chalk and picturing his wife and daughter doing art, and then picturing them die.
He literally meant chalk. This is mind-blowing.
Actual chalk. He just wanted to draw.
Maze is just fucking completely floored.
He thought it was going to be a drug or something cool, something to break him out like an explosive or something. No, just wanted to doodle.
Why did he want chalk? Now we know. Question asked, question answered.
Dog, you're never going to get paroled if you keep making your cell look like that.
Yeah.
You look fucking insane, man.
You get those full 17 years, buddy.
They're going to tack on extra years for you.
He's so flustered by the flashbacks that he snaps the chalk.
His wife is what all black movie wives looked like in the 90s.
Looks a lot like Wesley Snipes' wife in Passenger 57.
Exactly.
Same note, too. Same device.
Menage a note right there.
Except they tacked on a daughter.
Ass off for the kid dying.
Back to the lab, it dings like a mean, and a giant blue dinosaur egg is sitting there.
What the fuck is happening?
The song they're playing here is by London Beat. Do you guys remember London Beat?
Oh.
This song was called Build It With Love. That wasn't one of their bigger hits, but their big hit was I've Been Thinking About You.
Yes.
I've been thinking about you.
What?
Oh, baby.
What's happening right
I
now?
have no idea. I didn't know what this song was in the first place. It starts pulsating and steaming. A hand breaks through the top. A gooey, cum-soaked android emerges. His body starts rippling.
What's that cum?
And he turns into Russ with his perfect hair.
Ah.
This bingo says, Sheila?
Oh, so now the guy that you say looks like me is a bingo.
Well.
All right, cool, Amin. I got it. Russ hops down. No, I'm Oedipus.
Who's his mom, and when is he gonna fuck her?
Hey-oh, daddy-o.
He chokes him, then he has to get his balance back as he figures out gravity. And Crow, cheeks? He's got a nice ass, man. It's not a bubble butt, but it's a nice ass.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah. He must work out.
He grabs the knife, starts doing some Tai Chi before he cuts his own fingertip, or maybe it was his dick tip. I'm not quite sure. Nope, it was his pinky.
Licks his stump and says, a good year, which is actually a future Russell Crowe movie. Not the only future movie referenced in this episode.
He figures out how to regenerate with glass. I think I'm going to like it here. We get that shot of Denzel walking in chains again, walking his ass off. He's lauded by his friend Billy.
Parker Barnes is the best cop I ever worked with. It's the best chimp I ever had. And he's the only one that even got close to Sid 6.7 in VR.
Roscoe, R.I.P.
Can't put a convicted murderer on the street. If you want to catch Sid, I'm afraid you don't have a choice.
They're going to offer a full pardon for Sid's capture. Otherwise, serve your 17 years.
It comes from the Board of Pardons.
The Board of Pardons. Jesus Christ.
What do you guys do here?
Come on, man. You got to write better than that.
Billy shows them pictures of dead Clyde and calls him one of the company's young Turks.
That's the show that Woz goes on all the time.
It sure is. Somehow he got himself out of a computer and into an android. A nanotech synthetic organism, to be precise.
Denzel looks at him like, you Chris Maraski, well, actually ass motherfucker. Chris Maraski is the person who listened to our podcast and was incensed that we didn't talk about home equity.
That we didn't make a joke that wasn't going to be funny even if we put our comedic talents to it.
Guys, we didn't make the joke.
What joke?
We wasted an opportunity.
What joke?
What story?
We're all lifelong renters.
Here's a joke. Oh, you mean Chris Maransky? Fuck off.
This is often a 2+ hour podcast with anywhere from 200 to 700 jokes, depending on what may or may not be funny. I'm sorry range. We missed one.
That wasn't even a joke.
Wasn't it?
Was it?
Welcome to Equity Phobe.
Welcome to fuck yourself.
Equity Phobe. Someone did the Photoshop. Did y'all see that?
Oh, yeah, I did see Equity Phobe. That was great.
Here's the thing. I think wasn't the joke. He was making oh, you guys fucked up. You guys don't understand how equity works.
And then he tried to pivot.
Like, no, I was just saying it was an easy joke you could have made. That joke, because it's so terrible, it came later.
I'm going to tie a pretty little bow on this, okay? Chris, guess what? There wasn't even a chicken or a road that was crossed. Okay? It's just a setup.
Now, hold on now. Chickens are known on some parts of the country to cross roads because that is where the other side of the feeder is. If you guys knew that, so you guys are broke boys.
Clearly, you guys don't raise chickens.
You don't own livestock. And you don't understand the tax implications of having a farm. You get to pay like 80% less taxes. But you guys are too broke to know that shit. That's why, because you're permanent renters. As I live in my mansion in New Mexico.
He can't try to escape. They're tagging him with a microlocator implant.
I thought you meant Chris for a second.
They'll know where he is every second for the rest of his life. Y'all got me out of my bed for this? You want to tag me like I'm some kind of animal? You want me to go out and risk my life to clean up your mess? And if Sid doesn't kill me and I don't catch him, all I got to look forward to is my 17 back here in the penitentiary? That's what y'all telling me?
That's not a needle. That's a fucking pipe.
You trying to get it?
That's like conduits when they're sending wires across a building. That shit was huge, man. And even the chip was fucking the size of my palm. It's a big ass chip.
They gave him a haircut first.
He did.
What's the point of him getting his haircut? Just to show that he's been in prison a while?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to be doing the hair the whole movie.
Yeah.
But you have to have something to show, hey, man, this guy's been incarcerated for quite a while.
You don't have haircuts in prison?
Only chalk.
Only chalk.
We get another shot of Denzel's brain on the computer.
On Molly.
More flashbacks to his dead wife and daughter. They initiate the signal code, then increase resolution. Enhance. Kelly wants to go with him. Can help find Sid and monitor Barnes. Billy's not down. It's too dangerous. This isn't a scientific study. It's a field run. And maybe put a positive spin on what is decidedly at this moment a PR nightmare.
The PR for VR.
Or maybe I should just go public now.
And my guy Billy is ass off with this look on his face.
That's kind of a Denzel look, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Kind of a manosphere look.
They were partners, man.
Denzel slams a gun on the table. He doesn't want a babysitter.
Nah, she gets run over, hit by a car, struck by lightning, gets shot, whatever. It ain't my problem, okay? That's what I told him. It's not my problem.
Pulled his old badge out of mothballs. Figured it might come in handy.
Kelly has the files on Sussman.
Exposition files.
Find their early iterations of Sid program.
Denzel just stares at her. What? Where's my gun? You mean the gun you just slammed on the table? That gun?
Sid puts on a suit. He's looking in the mirror. He's got blood on his cheek.
There's only one thing a man can do when he's suffering from a spiritual and existential funk.
Go to the zoo, flip off the monkeys?
No. Buy new suits.
Sick techno computer bleep bloop soundtrack right here. He tastes the blood on his cheek and his eyes flutter.
Why is he bleeding on his face?
No, that's someone else's blood.
He killed a bunch of people.
When Denzel leaves prison and he looks back towards the prison, it makes me realize that he plays the anti-hero a lot. Have you guys noticed that? Denzel plays a hero who shouldn't have been the hero.
Is that because he's black?
I don't know, man.
I mean that as a genuine question. Like, the black guy can't just be the outright hero, so for Denzel, he's got to kind of like earn his heroism.
But even in black movies, like Malcolm X.
But that's still Hollywood.
Glory, Devil in a Blue Dress, He's kind of like this conflicted hero who's flawed or whatever. And he got game. Equalizer. And I'm going through and I'm like, shit, he does this shit a lot, doesn't he?
I see your point, I definitely agree. I think that also that type of character is the cop who plays by his own rules. This is a more extreme version because he's the cop who got convicted for a murder that he didn't commit, which is also a trope.
No, hold on. He absolutely fucking committed the murder. Wait till that flashback exposition at the end of the movie.
My goodness. For a while, I'm like, all right, he killed a dude and then gets 17 more years at this point. Like, that seems kind of harsh for a cop, man.
He apprehended this mass murderer who killed his family. I thought that sentence was harsh. And then I realized in the
flashback that was fucking hilarious, though.
What are you doing?
Dead people, newscast position, people have been murdered.
Lima bean hole in the glass. Denzel investigates. Kelly just says, Sid. Denzel crouches down to a very bloody body. He's armed himself. He took the guns, and on the wall it says, death to pigs.
Kelly reminds us that Charles Manson did that. He's copycatting.
I'm copycatting again.
Sussman is hiding at a motel watching the news.
He's just talking shit to the TV by himself. Death to pigs.
You have no idea what you're up against.
Chevy Blazer rear ends someone along the beach like Denzel's Cobra. Two guys are waiting on a search warrant and cut to Denzel kicking down the door.
Kelly's using voice-actuated software for a keyboardless computer.
The files are in the computer?
He's using jargon exposition.
Voice-actuated.
Sid 1.3 flips from Hitler to Manson to John Wayne Gacy.
After Hitler gets introduced into the software, how much more do you need for evil?
Also, Hitler, while a war criminal, not exactly the kind of guy police officers would encounter.
Not hands-on.
They don't know how much training LA cops need to catch Hitler.
If we're playing Family Feud and the options are, who are the most dangerous criminals in history?
We surveyed 100 police officers about what are the most dangerous criminals they encounter.
Number one answer, black people.
100.
100.
Using some kind of genetic algorithms.
Maze, sorry to correct you. I'm sorry to do this, but it was genetic algae rhythms.
Sid's too complex to design. Daryl had to grow him up psychologically like a real person with multiple personality disorder.
This jargon.
It's just showing a digital head spitting laser beams out of its mouth on the screen. Program learns like a child, but much faster. It's like he put all these killers in Sid's nursery and let him watch them cannibalize each other. And only the strong ones survive. Sid 6.7 has 200 different personality structures, even more serial killers.
Not 187, not 300.
The battle raging inside him must be amazing.
Denzel wants to look at the names more, includes the guy who killed his family.
Matthew Grimes.
This time, it's personal.
Yeah.
Ass off when he says Matthew Grimes. He killed my wife and daughter.
Sid's at a club looking at people's jackets. He's at a club from The Matrix with a fake Gwen Stefani performing.
It's Tracy Lords.
In a leather outfit.
What are you talking about?
She's trying to be Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani trying to be her.
Two women are recording Russ on huge camcorders as he walks in.
20 CB.
I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful.
Denzel drops Kelly at her home to say hi to her daughter.
They hug outside, then inside. Kelly says, I need a hug. And they hug again. Back at the rave, Russ is making eye contact with Tracy. She beckons him.
Oh, yeah.
Come over.
Right between the cooch.
Looks up at her.
The cooch zone.
All right, calm down, Crowder.
Great shot right here. Eyes on the prize.
0 cheeks, though, for Tracy Lords.
She wasn't there for her cheeks.
Kelly calls Billy to ask about Grimes, who's a political terrorist. Parker was getting too close, cutting off Grimes from potential targets, tried to distract him from the manhunt by killing his family, and Grimes was wrong.
Wrong.
You got it.
You got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
But not your note.
Meanwhile, I thought we came back so that she could see her daughter. The daughter comes outside to start talking to Denzel about
oh my God,
baseball.
Do you think it's important for a first baseman to be left-handed? And he smiles. What's happening?
This annoying ass child.
This goes back to the Jonathan Lipnicki era. The human head weighs 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Just have your kid actor come out and start spitting random facts.
The precocious child.
The bartender at the club is a male robot.
Robot month.
You look mighty parched, partner.
To think, you constitute one of my ancestors.
Rum and coke.
That's a Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre.
Coughlin's Law.
How about a lime in that?
I'm vaguely offended by that.
I didn't know you could get vaguely offended.
Sid does some gun tricks and then shoots the robot in the face. He says, get on your fucking knees.
Tracy manages to escape, but the guy she's with gets shot in the back. Then he tells the camera girl to stand up, aim and shoot. Good girl.
Guys, there was a brief millisecond, but amazingly, without pausing, slowing down, or even replaying, I caught it. Camera woman, zero cheeks.
Amazingly. Unnecessary. Nobody was wondering.
Yes, they were.
He wants to be on camera for this, and he kicks somebody.
We've got a symphony to compose.
Daughter asked Denzel if he thinks her mom is pretty.
Yes, I think she's very pretty.
What's happening?
Is that a real gun? Yes, it is. Did he ever have to shoot somebody? No response.
Shooting at the club. Suspect matching latex, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
They say it's at 6th and Figueroa. And Zach, I said, by the food court? What I used to call the Target Center. Because there's a Target, there's an H&M, there's a Zara, and then there's this massive food court right there.
Yeah, there's everything there, man.
Oh, man, what a time.
Sid is making people scream and recording it in this futuristic DJ rig. He's telling a guy to use more diaphragm. Then he shoots a guy, divides the orchestra into sections.
Sid is having people scream and he's recording it like a podcast. Clip it, Sid.
Chop.
It's not that hard.
Like instruments, sit with like instruments. What kind of instrument are you? And then we get the repeat offender, the downtown LA Bridge.
I was so excited to see it.
7-timer.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Denzel runs through a wreck of like a fucking tanker or something. Kelly's stuck in the car.
I thought it would turn out that Russell Crowe created this.
Right, I thought that as well.
No, it was just a fucking accident.
Just an accident on the LA Bridge, classic.
It's a hot spot.
It's the massive accident, man. The gas tanker across all lanes coming and going.
Sid sees a man with a suit that's similar size to him. Loves the suit.
It's purple.
Now he's playing sounds on the equipment along with instruments.
This song sucks.
Wailing guitars mixed with screams. Russell Crowe is extremely ass off here.
The original Mark Rebele.
His pants, how does he make them tremble like that? His legs aren't moving. Just the pants are just...
You know how.
You rock my head and you rattle my head.
You rock and rock.
Denzel arrives at the scene, runs into the elevator.
A couple cops get gunned down.
Russ cranks up an organ. He now took the guy out of his purple suit. The screams get louder and louder as he points the gun, and the caption is horrendous din of screaming and electronic music.
He is orchestrating his ass off here.
Lifting his arms like Jesus, and Denzel lights his ass up. I'm losing too much of myself.
He swan dives past Denzel like he's fucking Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the freight elevator as the cage comes down. Denzel keeps firing.
I know you.
He flips Denzel off and flees.
Now, why are these people still here?
They're scared.
They're hostages.
Did they think the club was going to reopen after the shooting was over?
Los Angeles' hottest club.
Yeah, man.
They spent their whole weekend trying to get into this club.
Where was the cop whose car this guy just hops in and drives off in?
I think he got gunned down.
Oh, that's good.
He steals a cop car, starts going in reverse. Denzel dives onto the hood.
Denzel runs it down like Action Jackson.
Parker Barnes!
And throws him off the car.
Kelly pulls up as Sid gets away. They're going after him. Sid sees bullet holes in him. He starts eating broken windshield to regenerate.
Like Pop Rocks.
He gets on the cop radio.
We got a nice little car chase here with the 20th century bitch soundtrack going. A lot of techno.
Inmate Barnes interrupting my composition. Kelly says, it's him. No shit.
Thanks, Kelly.
That's okay. I got another little tune for all my friends out there in Crime Buster land. The Symphony of Collision.
And then he just hits one car.
And I said, is Russell Crowe ass off as well? Is this a competition now?
Yeah, we're getting there.
It was a 3-0 lead and now it's 3-2.
Yeah.
And we're going to game 6 and like, well, hold on now. What's going on here?
Correctly identifies Kelly as Dr. Madison Carter, the LETAC consultant on aberrant psychology.
I love this game.
Monologuing his ass off throughout this entire car chase.
I've been thinking we have so much in common psychologically. We have such a history together. We'd make a great team, a dynamic duo. Who else do you know that touched the world with synthetic hands?
What?
Who else has been locked out of the real world for years and is now just learning to be free?
Touching synthetic hands, reaching out.
Regenerating you, regenerating me.
Sweet
6.7.
Who else do you know? That's a multiple murder. Just like you.
He's heading straight towards the tanker, which is now on fire. He slides into a crashing halt.
What happened in between?
I don't know.
What the fuck happened?
He just Tokyo drifts right towards it.
Denzel asks Kelly to hand him the crowd pleaser. It's a big-ass gun.
And it's a massive fucking shotgun, by the way.
Repeat offender, the LA Bridge.
Only way to stop him is to bust up his software module, and Russ is standing on the car yelling, "Come on down!" Reference!
Their plan was to drift the SUV with the driver's side near Sid. She grabs the wheel. He shoots at cars and open flames at a broken down tanker.
With a gas tanker, yes.
And then just crash into one of the cars.
If they tried to slide that Chevy Blazer, it would roll the fuck over. That doesn't have the turning capacity to pull that off.
Especially in 1995? Yeah, absolutely. That's back when everyone was like, Ford Explorers will tip over if you turn. You have to go in a straight line.
20th century, bitch, man. The SUV rollovers were such a big thing in the 90s. Everyone was like, they're a death trap and shit like that.
God, this guy is fun as Russ does a handstand and then drops down off the bridge head first. It flew up into the sky.
Oh, come on, Herc.
Head first.
Oh, why are you going to run away from the dame like that?
I seen it. I seen it. He flung himself right out the window, head first, from the 23rd floor, and then he fell straight up.
What are you talking about, Pretzi?
I seen it with my own eyes.
We're back at the LAPD. Billy Fix is telling the dean they want Barnes subdued Sid, not terminate him.
There's always one guy in these movies who thinks that they can just bring him in.
I think it's a shame we're going to destroy the prototype of future humanoid nanotechnology.
Walk and talk's position.
Still haven't found Daryl. I think the cops could at least find him, and Ratchet reminds Fick that Daryl was his programmer. Billy tells Denzel, "Those are real people out there. Control yourself or you're going back in the box."
Shoot me. Granted, this is not a game, but Sid's still from the game. No way I can catch him if I'm in the penitentiary.
Matthew Grimes is a part of Sid's 6.7. Last night he taunted me like Grimes used to do.
When Denzel's talking about shoot me, behind him, on the lampshade, it's a hat that says police, but not like the block letters of a police hat. It's like if the police were an NBA team. It looks like the Clippers logo.
Yeah, it sure does. Denzel puts a disc into a player for a TV.
Puts a disc into a 20 CB DVD player. Oh my God.
Maybe he wants to push you over the edge so you'll slip up. Sid did not push me over the edge, and I did not slip up. He's showing them Sid not being able to get enough of himself. This is just like Grimes.
Kelly says that they don't know that Grimes is the dominant, and he says, "No, I know. I know. That's how I know, because I know."
Which is an explanation, but okay.
It sounds like a lot of the explanations you've given us over the years.
It sure does.
He looks like him because he looks like him, okay?
Look, man, if I'm going to be compared to Denzel Washington, man, I ain't going to fight that comp.
That's not what's happening.
You got compared to, what's my man?
The hockey.
Clyde. It said, Sheila?
Forgot about the bingo kazoo.
Sid can't get enough of the attention. He just wants to be an influencer. He's going to want more of this. He's going to want more victims. He's going to want bigger events. He's going to want more coverage, just like Matthew Grimes. Matthew Grimes was a political terrorist whose specialty was bombing populated targets. Any mass expression of democracy anywhere where there can be a whole lot of people that can die and it can be recorded by the news media live.
This is what I said. It's ahead of its time. They nailed it, man. This is what everybody wants. They want attention.
And then we get some Cobra formula. Sid 6.7 isn't bound by programming anymore. What does that mean? In the real world, he's free of any behavioral limits he might have had in virtual reality. He's evolving. My God,
he's evolving.
Into what?
Cut to emo Peter Parker Spider-Man 3 walk.
Oh, repeat offender, the Bee Gees.
Staying alive, he said it.
He gets a high five he doesn't fully understand.
He's learning.
He sees the incident on the news on a bank of big-ass fucking TVs. Like, big in terms of big backs.
Cheeked up TVs.
Yeah, some Kyle Lowry TVs.
$800 for that like 18-inch Sony Magnavox or whatever the fuck.
Welcome to LA, right? A punk comes in with a gun. We're all supposed to be intimidated. Mayhem, murder, and intimidation. This just made me miss Tony Pope's hardcore. Russ is going around changing all the TVs to his news report. And we got the naked guy getting interviewed saying that Russ took his purple suit, which costs $150.
Come on.
Worst that can happen is I can spill some on my $3,000 suit. Come on. Hey. Yeah, the guy in the $4,000 suit is holding the elevator, but the guy doesn't make that in 3 months. Come on. Why don't I just take a whiz through this $5,000 suit? Come on!
He just started killing people, put us in formation like an orchestra, made us scream like we were instruments. There's also a UFC fight going on. Speaking of ahead of its time, I mean.
Oh, man.
I did not know they had the UFC back then.
I was floored.
And Sideshow Bob tells Sid not to fuck with him.
Yo, Anderson Varejao says, don't fuck with me, man. And I said, whoa.
Similar note, too.
And then announcer exposition. There's still a few seats left, guys, over at the Olympic Auditorium.
Oh, that's crazy.
Cut to Denzel and Kelly at the store later watching the footage of him smiling at the camera.
You like being in front of the camera, don't you? Like a child performing for a parent.
I said, hold up, bitch. Didn't Denzel just tell you that? And you was doubting him like 5 minutes ago?
He knows because he knows.
Yeah, shut up, Kelly.
Denzel notices the fight footage on the TV and a woman has been on screen for over a minute.
The announcer says his camera operator is horny.
Whoever's operating on a closed circuit is in lust.
One of the 7 deadly sins.
Damn.
Denzel puts the pieces together. The Olympic is 4 blocks east. And on his way out, he yells, "Live execution!" That's not conspicuous. Inside the control truck, everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
Cut to inside the arena. Throat kick, ring girls, Michael Buffer.
Michael Buffer's standing on top of the cage.
Enough already with the close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Referee
We want to return to the Rumble!
Sid walks in. The hot girl is still on the big screen.
Let me
The
tell
hot
you.
girls. Hold on. Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Real
quick.
Hold on, guys.
Real quick.
Hold on there.
Go.
When I first saw Michael Buffer on top of that cage, I don't know why, COVID brain probably, but I thought it was Lou Diamond Phillips.
What?
I don't know why.
It's
I just
okay.
glanced at it. I thought it was Lou
All
Diamond
right.
Phillips.
Yeah, and I look like Clyde. Got it. Fuck you guys.
No, because I realized it's wrong. And then I rewound it like, why did I think that? And I'm just going to say COVID.
Is the crowd rhythmically chanting Kumite?
Yes. Same note, too.
Yes.
Kapow. Bum, bum.
Russ walks up to the hot girl, whispers in her ear, "They like you. I like you too. I'm going to make you famous, baby."
He talks like it's a casting couch.
He licks her neck. Ew.
Ass on for the hot chick.
The guy with her grabs him, starts throwing punches. Russ effortlessly blocks everything while laughing, then makes a great angry face and slaps the shit out of him.
Slapped him like that kid in fucking Lawnmower Man got slapped.
You want to get stupid? Throws him 40 feet down to the ground. Then he grabs the girl,
Leave him alone.
looks right at the camera. "Hey, Parker, this one's for you." And then he bites her neck. Security runs in with a shotgun. He drops her. The guy blows his hand off in an explosion, just an absolute eruption of blue goo. Choppy slow motion. Sid punches the security guard in the face with his stump. He's laughing in front of the crowd, does a backflip off the balcony.
Oh my God.
Kind of a wild camera shot here as he slams into the ground.
His laugh kind of sounds like Leprechaun in the Hood.
His face ripples as he slams into the ground.
And Denzel's there. Sid goes into the cage. He shows the nub to the fighters, asks if they're hungry and want a lick. Sid spots Denzel and then sort of disappears, hops out of the cage, runs to the crowd.
Stunt double climbs the 12-foot fence and flips off of it.
His long arm with the nub looks like Buster Bluth.
It looks like Buster. It looks like Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Denzel follows him, looks around and sees the glass.
That's the dick-shaped hole in the glass. When he's regenerating his hand, Golden Dumpster, he's just busted a nut. Look,
Denzel's searching near the metro. He completely misses Sid, who goes back into the train and grabs a woman.
"Hey, Parker, deja vu? Future Denzel movie.
Ah.
How am I doing? This ain't VR, Parker. Flesh and blood. Flesh and blood."
This ain't reality TV!
Don't do it, Parker. Don't do it. Don't do it. I used to do that shit all the time when I was playing ball. As I got older and I didn't have the reaction, I knew what they wanted to do. I just thought I could talk them out of it. Like, don't do it. Don't put up that shot. Don't you dare. It worked sometimes.
The train moves towards Denzel. He finally tries to shoot Sid and he hits the woman.
He shot that woman. He did it in cold blood.
In cold blood.
Ass on for Karen, who could not wait.
And Kelly's running up, holding up a badge. He's a cop. He's a cop. This is just a terrible situation.
Whose badge does she have?
His, I guess. How'd she get it? I don't know.
Why?
He doesn't know where his gun is. He doesn't know where his badge is. This guy's a forgetful kind of guy.
Well, to be fair, he's been in prison for a while.
Also, the train conductor, you just going to drive the train after a shooting?
Have to. You gotta get out of there.
Gotta stay on schedule, man.
So I grab him by the collar, I take him out of the seat, I get behind the wheel, now I'm driving the bus.
You're Batman.
Yeah, I am Batman. Then the mugger, he comes to and he starts choking me. So I'm fighting him off with one hand and I kept driving the bus with the other, you know? Then I managed to open up the door and I kicked him out the door, you know, with my foot, you know, at the next stop.
You kept making all the stops?
Well, people kept ringing the bell.
Who's this blonde child in Russell Crowe's lap?
Easy, Maze. Kelly's taking him back to prison until this gets sorted.
I had a shot. I missed. I did not shoot that woman.
He set me up.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Miss Lewinsky.
It's a terrible clip.
You sound like the dude from Three's Company. Mr. Curly or whatever his name is.
Mr. Roper.
After he sees the UFC footage, he recognizes the line. Grimes taunted me with that line. This one's for you.
Yeah, every time he killed another victim.
That's what he would say.
It's like he needed me.
Parker Barnes, this one's for you.
Billy shows up as they lock him in the UPS transport.
You didn't kill that woman. And warns him that if he gets locked up, they'll never get Sid. Don't lock me up! Is that what Amin would yell in pickup games as well?
Don't lock me up.
I love Billy absolutely denying all logic.
Oh, yeah.
As Kelly's trying to explain what happened, like bullet next to the woman's chest, which means she was shot from the back. How do you know she was facing him? I saw it happen. Yeah, well, I got 50 other damn witnesses that say Parker shot her dead. How do you explain it? Maybe she turned. Maybe you weren't looking. There's a lot going on.
Maybe it's a magic bullet.
That is one magic loogie.
Sid 6.7 is still out there. You're locking up the one man that may be able to stop him.
Denzel's rocking, having flashbacks in that UPS truck.
This one's for you. This one's for you.
Flashback to an interview with Grimes as Denzel sneaks into some compound or some shit.
To majority of viewers, known as mass murderer. To some, political terrorist. Yet to a surprisingly large number of your supporters, you're considered a hero.
Why does she talk like Stugatz saying that Marty Schottenheimer died? She's saying everything with such glee.
She is so enthusiastic. I said, what the hell is this interview? When the TMZ?
She got an exclusive with a terrorist. It's all about people just trying to get those clicks. That's Brett Leonard's future. In our so-called democracy, a handful of people own everything. A whole lot of other folks have got nothing. Bring down the 1%. That's Matthew Grimes' agenda. Reporter asks about Parker. I didn't choose him. He chose me.
So dumb.
Denzel's taking out guards. He runs down the hallways. His wife and daughter are screaming for help.
Would you mind saying your signature phrase?
That was the part that was just like, what's going on here?
Parker, this one's for you.
Are we having fun yet? I'm a party down.
Bomb explodes as he opens the door to save his family. It blows him back. And apparently this is how he lost his arm.
Yeah.
This just isn't physics, okay? It's not. What happened? The giant metal door just fucking pinched it clean off?
He led with his arm, as he does later.
Who cares?
And it blew it off.
Grimes says, God damn it, you're supposed to be dead, Dutch.
Well, Denzel walks in bloody, missing his arm as it is clearly inside his shirt.
And that's why you always leave a note.
He fucking J. Walter Weathermans this entire scene with an Uzi, by the way.
First person shooter POVs killing guard after guard. They keep popping out to die. He kills Grimes, and then when the reporter and cameraman pop up, he kills them too.
He turns around and shoots them before he realizes who they are.
Okay, maybe you're right. I mean, maybe he is guilty.
Maybe he should have gotten some years.
17 years seems kind of light. That's triple homicide.
He's talking like fucking Jack Palance. How many years?
How many years
can he get for gunning down this reporter?
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. The driver and the guards are dead. Sid gets in the Hummer, sits across from him on the other side of the cage.
Hey, buddy. How's the wife and kid? Still dead, huh?
I laughed out loud. That was a great delivery. He is so ass off here.
That's reality for you. No saving, no resetting. You killed him, Barnesy. Just like that bitch on the train. You got too greedy. You leapt before you looked. You reached your old arm in there and... Boom! Boom! Come on. Just because I'm carrying around the joy of killing your family inside me doesn't mean we can't be friends. Seeing you just brings Grimes oozing to the surface.
Ooze. to the surface and he holds up some ooze.
His voice and face slightly morph into Grimes. Sid shoots open the truck, says thank you, tosses him the keys, gives him his freedom, short-lived though it may be. Then he gives him some exposition that the implant also contains a pinhead capsule of neurotoxin and can kill you within 30 seconds. How long do you think it's going to take them to get your termination authorized and implemented? Who should you really be going after, killer? Them or me? You're the only guy on my dance card, Parker.
Denzel unlocks his own cuffs, sees the dead guards, grabs a gun, and then heads to the freeway on foot?
Yep.
Just runs to the freeway.
Everybody gets word Denzel escaped. Fichtner tells Dean the failsafe is still online and ready to go.
TV exposition in a phone booth? Bigger than any live TV event in years. Denzel calls Kelly.
Didn't kill the guards.
Sid let him go. He's interactive. Only enjoys the game when he's playing against his favorite opponent, and that's me.
Did you know they put poison in my head?
Poison rose.
When were you going to tell me?
Never thought they'd have a reason to use it. She wants to know where he is. He says with his family. Buddy, they're dead.
Actually, he is, though.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Feel more.
And then he leaves the phone off the hook. Leaving the phone off the hook, 20 CB?
20 CB big time, man. Kelly calls Billy. We find out SWAT team is after Denzel. She knows something about the new implants, and then we don't hear it.
She just relays the message that he just told her. Then
her dumb fucking daughter waves goodbye as a van drives up.
In leather overalls?
Maze is there to grab the... No, never mind, it's Sid.
In a cable van and jumpsuit. They're tracking Denzel. They locate him in Memorial Park.
There's my guy.
Billy comes in, shoots all the computers, and then I fucking love this line. Anybody using this chair? He picks it up, he smashes the computers with it, and then he tosses it into the big TV in slow motion, which shatters.
Denzel at the cemetery. Kelly shows up, says Billy took care of the neurotoxin. I guess that's settled.
Reminds us yet again that Grimes used his wife and daughter. Sid used his guilt about losing them. He's attacking your weakness, just like he did in VR. That's right, but he's not Grimes. See, his appetite is expanding. He craves feedback. He wants those clicks. He needs a larger audience. I know where he is. Cut to William Shatner. Repeat offender. Him showing up in Star Trek. I want to live.
Ass off.
Oh, big time ass off.
I totally forgot about Sussman, who's still watching TV in the motel.
He scared you, didn't he? If you get scared, you might make a mistake. Do something foolish.
Oh, they must really be worried they let out inmate Barnes.
We get some border patrol issues politically.
Oh, where's Trump?
Political sensitivity of the immigration issue and the possibility of closing the American border seems certain to guarantee a television audience of unprecedented size.
So Grimes has overpowered Hitler here in the software, right?
Pretty much.
This one guy is just moved past Hitler.
He's oozing to the surface.
Ooze.
I don't know if you caught that.
Okay, just making sure.
The consistency of the ooze is Grimes-like.
It's definitely come.
It's not come, it's come like.
So we've got this televised debate. This old white man is saying he doesn't want markets and culture overrun by refugees from the third world, to whom even poverty here in paradise would be preferable to the living hell of their own worlds.
Too soon?
And then a Native American is who he's debating. As you speak, I'm reminded of another group of immigrants, the Puritans. Let us speak with an open mind. If you close off U.S. borders to immigration, you close off your soul to the future and doom this country to cultural extinction.
Why is Russell Crowe dressed like a Ghostbuster?
Ghost bingo.
And then he puts on his custom name tag, which is my favorite part.
He got a name tag made?
When did that happen?
A Velcro name tag.
Why was that necessary? Because he didn't want to be Elmore anymore?
And then he says, welcome to Death TV. And I said, he had a graphics package made?
Yeah! See, that I buy, because he's from virtual reality.
That one I believe. He's software.
Yeah.
But he went to a fucking label printer with Velcro backing?
Analog.
What the fuck?
And then the first person that he kills is the Native American.
Oh, boy.
I don't have a 15th century bitch bell, so...
The skull starts moving around and the viewer progress bar increases.
Denzel and Kelly show up as callers go through the roof.
So, people, what do you want? Strangulation, mutilation, cannibalism, gunshots, stabbings? I'll slice, I'll dice, I'll julienne. What about hanging? By the testicles.
Julienne, also 20 CB term, because we didn't really talk about carrots that way after.
Julienne? Carrots? Julienne? No, it's not 20CB. Don't 20CB that.
What?
That's 20CB for sure.
It's not a 20CB thing.
That was a big time Julia Childs.
We don't do Cara Julienne anymore.
You think that she's the only person who Juliennes?
I'm saying we don't talk about it like we used to. Not that it isn't done, but that was a term.
Also, it slices, it dices as a reference.
Yep. Infomercial.
Gives a violence warning for parents of small children. The rest of you won't be able to take your eyes off the screen.
So, Zach, this is where I realized that monologuing his ass off some more, this has to be a lock as the Horseman.
What?
Nah, it's jargon.
Monologuing.
Jargon.
The jargon is out of control.
There's so much monologuing.
There is a lot, but it's jargon, man.
So many people are just talking with no one else talking back.
I've heard nanotechnology so many times.
Brett Leonard had to fight to get the term virtual reality into Lawnmower Man, but 3 years later, he can just say VR, and we know what the fuck he's talking about.
By the way, 2 hours until this dumb kid gets blown up.
You sadistic son of a bitch. And Sid acknowledges Kelly is a friend of the show, which I liked. Also ahead of its time.
The cops spot Denzel and start chasing him. Then they just start shooting through the glass, and he puts his metallic arm out in front of him like he's fucking Superman to bust through the glass panels in front of him.
About time.
But hold on. If he did that the way he's doing it, that glass is going to shatter into his face.
No, he's covering his face with his other arm. I don't know that.
I don't think he would.
There's so much glass shattering in the scene.
These cops are terrible shots. Jesus Christ, stormtroopers.
They can't shoot for shit, and the leader of the SWAT team is Larry Bird in a trucker hat. Did you guys catch that?
I did not. Like, actually Larry Bird?
No, but it looks like him.
It's a white dude with a dirty blonde stash, and he's not wearing a helmet like the rest of the guys.
Sid wants to talk to the studio audience. Kelly wants the phone lines cut. Sid's speaking to her now. She spots Daryl,
who is thrilled to see his creation taking over the world.
Sussman shows up with his headphones on.
He would just walk everywhere, those fucking noise canceling headphones on. Oh my God, hit me with the kazoo. She pulls the gun on Sussman. Where's my daughter? I don't know. What will you do now? Shoot me? And she pistol whips the fuck out of him.
Face streaked with tears, Sid asks cameraman Ed if he's enjoying the show. At moments like this, I bet you're thinking, where's God? I have that same dilemma. The bar charts start wobbling. Sid puts the gun in Ed's mouth. What I am is not my fault. It's not even my choice. I came to be because of what you are. They love you so much they want you dead, Ed. And they've crossed 200 million viewers.
Yeah, but it was mid-90s, man. You could get that on network TV.
Absolutely. If you're on over-the-air television, you're definitely golden.
Yeah.
Also, he's grabbing Sid by the hair, and I'm like, Sid doesn't have any hair to grab him from. What are you doing?
Face it, folks. To kill is in your nature.
Phone lines cut.
Audience drops to 0, and Sid starts freaking the fuck out.
Where's my audience?
He wants Twitter to give him his account back.
Denzel's in there, starts shooting Sid.
Parker!
And he jumps into the ceiling?
Yes. Golden Dumpster nominee.
Now he's in the boiler room, runs up the stairs to a catwalk. They're shooting at each other. There's a helicopter outside.
It threatens Denzel. Stop or we'll shoot. And then they just start shooting.
Yep.
Very LAPD.
And then Billy calls off the helicopter. It flies away. Denzel shoots Sid in the leg. He starts collapsing, ass off.
Yo, the way Sid runs.
Oh.
I mean,
Dave, don't do me. Denzel shoots him 50 times with a single handgun and no reload.
He starts spitting up blue goo.
Fuck you, Parker. I am made of everything. I am the future. And you're losing your sense of humor.
Guy in the $5,000 suit. Come on.
Sid climbs up on a big fan. He tells him to come up. Then he stomps on his hands. Denzel grabs his foot, throws him down.
Why doesn't he ever fight with his bionic fucking arm?
It's not going to be the same this time.
She's not your daughter.
Sid kicks Denzel in the face. Denzel tackles him onto a fan, choking him. Where's the girl? Sid just laughs. And Sid punches him repeatedly in the gut, kicks him in the stomach.
Now, are those rabbit punches or rapid punches?
Those are rapid punches, because rabbit would be in the kidney, wouldn't it?
Isn't that where he's hitting them?
No, rabbit's behind the head, right?
Behind the head, got it.
Also, I had this question. Are serial killers good fighters?
No, they're not. I mean, think about who they usually kill. They don't kill big, strong people.
Yeah, and they're usually like kind of surprising them and trapping them in like
Yeah.
chloroform or whatever, right? Yeah.
One of the 200 had to be a good fighter.
Yeah, he's got other personalities. In
Hitler wasn't throwing hands.
No, not Hitler.
John Wayne Gacy wasn't throwing hands.
No, not John Wayne Gacy. I actually have a list of the names if you want me to go through some of them.
Nah, I'm good.
It's so fucking long.
I'm good.
Sid yells bonsai, runs and jumps over to a moving platform I don't understand.
Yes.
Denzel jumps onto it too. Now they're fighting.
Come and get the little girl, Parker. Come and get the little girl.
Sid is encouraging him the entire fight.
They hit a button and the movement stops. Denzel grabs a rope, grabs Sid, and jumps off. And this must be where he used the metal hand to catch and hold both of their weights on one rope.
I guess, yeah.
They smash through a giant window, and Sid literally crashes into a cart sitting there of extra glass.
Shouldn't the glass make him regenerate?
Oh.
He's all chopped up, wheezing like Zach, and he says, "Blow me, Richard Parker."
His limbs are all cut off.
He got bukkakied by a smurf.
Shards are through his neck and his face and his torso. There's a blue cum-like substance everywhere.
The texture, the consistency, it's definitely cum.
Well, it's not cum, it's cum-like. Sid reaches up with an arm we couldn't see, says blow me, starts pulling his face towards the jagged shards. His limbs are regenerating.
What the hell is happening here?
Crow his ass off. Denzel uses his metallic arm to bust through the back of Sid's skull, grabs the module, rips it out, and the regeneration is now done.
Oh, and then when the regeneration is happening, I said, oh, it's a film noir that's happening.
Daryl is brought in by Kelly.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, that's not the film noir.
So, Mr. Parker, by destroying Sid, you've effectively lost any chance you had of finding the little girl.
Zoom in on his jizz-covered hand. Flashback to the roof 5 minutes ago.
Wait, are we back? Did we just get next?
I literally thought I accidentally hit the rewind button.
Except this time, Sid lifts him up above his head like Hulk Hogan and...
Oh, I said Ultimate Warrior.
Hey, Parker, this one's for me.
And he throws him to the street.
We get the shot of him smashing into the ground.
He splatters.
Kelly runs up to the roof. Sid deflects the gun, tells Kelly, she's waiting, mommy.
Denzel regenerates. Everybody has been in the simulation the whole time.
Film noir.
Oh, it's a film noir.
Denzel and Kelly in the machine. Daryl and Billy watching.
Denzel is in the claw chair. He's miming running.
Yeah, he is.
In the chair.
He's miming his ass off.
He's so good. It is VR after all.
Sid still thinks he's in the real world. Sid says to click your heels 3 times. Knocks on the little tank with the fan in it. Denzel walks up. You're dead. And you're back in the box.
This is VR?
That's right. Get us out of here, Billy. Kelly gets out of the contraption.
Sid knows Daryl must be involved. I'm back in the fucking box.
I'm gambling again.
Daryl is pleased. Smart. That's my boy. Denzel's getting impatient. Anytime now, Billy. Sid is asking Daryl for help, who types on the keyboard. The claw knocks Billy over, then Daryl grabs a pipe and beats him to death.
While Sid is yelling, Judas.
Judas!
Clip it, Mace.
But you're playing Judas.
Why did he do that?
Because he's an idiot.
Daryl's the real bad guy.
I mean, why did he help them?
To get Denzel back in there so Sid could kill Denzel.
Oh, got you.
Sid says, you're in my world now, and everything gets all bendy. Denzel goes flying into the air.
Full Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Kelly wakes up in real life.
Sees Daryl sitting down in front of the huge TV. Denzel soaring through VR. Neural sensitivity over 600%. His body is seizing again.
Seizing its ass off.
Daryl notices, swings the bloody pipe at her. Kelly picks up a gun and shoots him twice. Now Denzel is soaring through
It's a rectum.
A birth canal?
Yeah, it's a rectum. Right into Sid's mouth.
A bunch of digital Sid faces howling.
Yeah.
Denzel gets fully digitized.
Neural senses hit 800%, whatever that means.
Kelly's somehow able to extract him. Sid just angrily yelling at Denzel to get in here.
Zach, I was so unreasonably agitated by the percentage. Like, what the fuck does that mean? 479%, 632%.
When it hit 746%, I was like, what the fuck? What does this even mean anymore?
Fichtner walks up, wondering what the hell is going on, and Denzel uppercuts the shit out of him.
Oh, he punches the shit out of him.
Multiple Sid faces are on the screen saying, I'm not the coward, you're the coward. I want to play. I want to play.
Denzel rips the cable out of the machine. They go to get Kelly's daughter. Denzel stops them from opening the door. It's booby trapped.
The end of this movie.
Ass on, lock it up for Sir, the bomb squad is 5 minutes away.
Yeah, but we don't have 5 minutes.
They actually had exactly 5 minutes.
Climbs up on top of the fan, says he's going to get her out of there, and then He punches his metal arm into the fan, bringing it to a halt.
Hops down, fan goes up again.
She's on a pressure trigger. Sid's face pops up on a little laptop. Program is Bomb Shop 6.7. Hello, Parker. That could only be you.
Kelly says be careful,
Oh
like
my
he
God.
wasn't fucking doing that already.
Try to get into the main operating system. Bitch, shut up. Oh, and they stole that from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
What should now be completely clear is that anything you can think of, I've already thought of, and I thought of it first.
This is the longest ending ever.
Fast forward the shit. He grabs a wire out of his arm, connects it to the side input.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It glitches in at 43 seconds. She's safe. They escape. It's fine.
Music gets real optimistic and hopeful. Denzel stares out at downtown LA, throws the unit.
Roll credits. Did you guys see the post-credit scene where Nick Fury fucks Sheila in the VR?
Nice.
Trivia me.
This is some amazing trivia. This has to be the first thing I read, and I did not make any of this up.
What?
Although this film came out 2 years after the iconic CG masterpiece Jurassic Park, the graphics appear to be far more primitive.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
That's our gimmick.
Yes.
Same note too, bro.
It crossed over, Zach.
What?
But wait, it's not done yet. This is because they are rendered by pure vector calculations, whereas the graphics in Jurassic Park were based on bitmapped art that was applied to virtual surfaces as photorealistic textures.
Oh my God, jargon.
Even so, the extremes to which this film goes in exploring what could be done with vectors at the time, this was considered to be state-of-the-art within that certain approach to computer graphics.
Jargon in the trivia.
I guarantee you Brett Leonard wrote that. Jurassic Park, they did their little broke boy shit. We're over here doing pure vector calculations, and so then it's still state-of-the-art. You fucking permanent renter, Jurassic Park.
Michael Douglas was originally cast as Parker Barnes. I had to drop out because of sustaining a bad knee injury. With his mobility limited, he decided to make the American president instead.
Paramount also considered casting Arnold, but his hefty price tag put him out of contention, and Kevin Spacey was considered to play Sid 6.7.
You know who else was considered to play Sid? Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, come back.
The problems with his drug addiction and erratic behavior caused the director to decide to look for someone else.
Denzel turned down Brad Pitt's role in Seven the same year as this movie. So it's not necessarily that he turned it down for this movie, but
that's a toughie.
According to Billy Fichtner, about 80% of his scenes never made the final cut.
Oh.
Chop, chop. It's not that hard. Rolling Stone ranked it as the 48th worst Denzel movie in 2021. That's out of 48, and we will be back to check in on this list throughout the month. Their little blurb from it was, neither Washington nor Crowe can strike the right tongue-in-cheek tone to make it all work. They're like two pieces of filet mignon cast adrift in the day-old taco bowl.
What?
I'm hungry. Denzel and Russell Crowe went on to compete against each other for Best Actor in 2 different years. Crowe was nominated for The Insider and Washington for The Hurricane, but neither won. This was 1999. Then 2 years later, Crowe was nominated for A Beautiful Mind, but Washington took home the Oscar for Training Day.
In an interview featuring both actors on AALBC, Crowe sarcastically called Virtuosity a wonderful movie before going on to say, that was just a momentary lapse, wasn't it? We were both young then, young and innocent. Washington replied, not after that movie. We were old and tired. Banter!
When Sid 6.7 takes his swan dive into the octagon ring from the balcony, an Australian flag is clearly seen. Although UFC is an international affair, no other flags were shown during the action at the arena. The inclusion of the Australian flag was on a specific request from Russell Crowe to honor his Australian roots. At the time of filming, he was a virtual unknown outside of Australia. That's not the only Australian Russell Crowe bit of trivia. When he pulls up to Madison's house to kidnap her daughter, the song on the van's radio is The Photograph Kills by 30 Odd Foot of Grunts, Russell Crowe's band back home in Australia.
They also shot that music video while he was doing this movie, so there's parts where he's wearing Sid's costumes.
The Star Trek episode shown briefly is Star Trek The Enemy Within, an episode about Captain Kirk being split into good and evil sides by the transporter.
All right, and then in my research, there was a 2012 AV Club interview with Kelly Lynch. And let me tell you, this is an insanely long interview. I think she talks about just about every movie she's ever done. She talks about White Man's Burden, Cocktail, even Mr. Magoo. But here is the excerpt from Virtuosity. That was such an interesting experience. I learned so much from that movie. First of all, the Denzel Washington part was a role that was written for Mel Gibson, and it was a romantic role. And Denzel decided, well, we all had to audition with him, which they rarely do anymore. They just usually put the two biggest actors available for a part in the movie together, whether or not they really have any chemistry. And if you find out on day one that they don't, then it's like, whoops. But for Denzel and I, it was very charged. It was really great. We really connected. It was really sexual, funny. We connected intellectually. Everything was working. They were thrilled, and it was a wonderful script. But when we showed up for a rehearsal, Denzel, in parentheses, hesitates. Uh-oh. We had kind of an inexperienced director, Brett Leonard, who I think had only done a few movies before that.
Just made Lawnmower Man.
And really didn't have much experience with big movie stars. And when actors feel like there's not a real captain of a ship, they can feel like, I have to take this project under my wing and I have to fix it because no one is minding the store. That's the kind of feeling Denzel had, I think. So he took the script and rewrote it and decided that my character wasn't really so much of an expert, but worked at a company and had a child who would have a bomb strapped to her back. So I would be some sort of a hostage, a child in jeopardy thing, which I absolutely hate. And there would not be a romantic relationship between these people. Even though this man had been in prison for many, many years, he didn't feel any connection to women when he got out, or at least not any woman that we see him with. And then he took half of my part and incorporated it into his dialogue. That was kind of the beginning of the end. I mean, the whole script just unraveled.
It's the scene where he touches her hand.
Yes, that's the only thing that made it into the final cut.
She is horny.
Wait, what?
She wants the dick, and she got upset that they rewrote it.
She wants the dick.
The Denzel dick. You bitch your ass, she does.
You done? Can I get out of the manosphere here?
Okay.
I was very nice, though. I said, Denzel, what is it? Why don't you believe that the man you're playing couldn't be attracted to me?
See?
I mean, it wasn't a cheesy love story. It was actually really well written and moving. And he said, you know what, Kelly? I hate to say it, but, you know, white men bring women to movies, and they don't want to watch a black man with their woman.
Not Cuck O'Leary.
I was like, what? No. Really? He said, no, I'm sorry, but that's truly what it is. That's what the audience is. I'm like, but how about The Bodyguard? That was a huge hit movie. Well, that's different. That's a white man. It's different. I said, so that's your main motivating factor on this? He said, yes. So the love story wasn't a love story anymore.
Denzel, only time he kissed a white woman was in Malcolm X, and that was when Malcolm was a heathen. He found a law. Stop messing with them white women.
He also had a similar situation in the Pelican Brief with Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Yo, man, Denzel's for the culture, man. Sorry, I know you white people want to fetishize the big, black, strong buck taking your white women, like in that racist-ass Birth of a Nation that Zach loves. But no, he's not here to live out your fucking cuck dreams. Shout out to Denzel.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that's groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Well, hold on, man. You following me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Lewis Pinnock Accent Award. I think it's Russell Crowe's American accent.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's undetectable that he's Australian.
It's not like Idris Elba trying to do an American accent.
And this is early in his career. This is pretty good. Yeah, I'll give it to him. I wish there was someone else with a more ridiculous accent.
Yeah, there was no fun, crazy accent in this.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Five Horsemen. Amin tried to make monologue exposition.
No, it's jargon, man. There's so much fucking jargon.
There's even jargon in the fucking trivia.
Yeah, that pushed it over the top. But you guys got to give it to monologue. Made a strong run.
It's a fantastic either silver or bronze medal because exposition is all in that motherfucker too.
Oh my God.
But it's jargon.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. Louise Fletcher is Elizabeth Dean. Kelly Lynch is Madison Carter. But my winner is Steven Spinella as Daryl Lindenmeyer, aka Sussman.
Sussman's terrible in it. I would also offer up Bomb Squad will be here in 5 minutes, sir. That guy.
I have, let's see who I have for ass on.
Which women do you have?
Well, I have Kelly Cuoco, for sure. Because I'm searching through the notes with the search term. So.
Oh, is that how you search?
There was one more ass on. Who was it? Okay, Kelly Cuoco. That's who I've got.
I would say Spinella.
Yeah, man. Especially because he's the actual bad guy.
Right, yeah.
Here we go. Ass on for the hot chick at the UFC fight. What the hell are you doing? Leave him alone.
Oh, yeah.
Ass on for Karen. Oh my God, he shot that woman. He did it in cold blood.
No, I believed her.
Yeah, she seemed like a Karen. Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award. Just like they duked it out in multiple Academy Awards.
It's a three-way race here, right? Between Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington, and the snake. The snake. Oh my God, go watch that scene again. I mean, that snake when the tail gets cut off, fuck out of here. Ass off.
Zach's always out here trying to give these awards to fucking bulls and inanimate objects and plastic snakes.
The Pepsi. Remember when he tried to give ass off in the best of the
That thing was amazing in Cobra.
I think it's Russell Crowe because he got to have a little more fun with it because he's the bad guy and he gets naked and he's doing the symphony and all that shit.
He's great. I would give a slight edge to Denzel because I do think Denzel had a responsibility to
rewrite the movie.
Well, to rewrite the movie, to direct it, and then he has to keep it somewhat rooted in reality, even though it's virtual reality. I actually think it's tough to ground that thing, so I would give a slight edge to Denzel.
I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Denzel.
He's black.
Reason number 1, when he steps off the train. Boom.
When he steps off the train. The first scene of the movie. You don't even need to continue. I don't give your other reasons any weight. It's Denzel. Congratulations.
Because here's the thing. Crow's ass off stuff is very surface level and apparent. I'm going to talk like this and I'm going to do faces on stuff.
It's showy.
It's showy. We talk about Denzel running in the simulator or like doing the walk with the shackles. That's shit that no director told him to do. That's shit that like I'm putting myself into this character and adding wrinkles and idiosyncrasies and what do they call it in Westworld? The thing that Anthony Hopkins was programming into them to make them more lifelike. The reveries. That's what he was bringing there, man. He's ass off.
Are you good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
To fit you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees, the Patagonia cop uniforms, White Power Bill yelling, "Who wants dark meat?"
Oh my God.
Sid emerging from the giant blue egg covered in cum. No, I know. That's how I know, because I know. Sid doing backflips off the balcony at UFC. Anybody using this chair? And then the trivia about Denzel cutting out his romantic subplot with Kelly Lynch.
We've got a couple other nominees for you here. Enough with the close-up, Mr. DeMille, from the one and only Michael Buffer. Russell Crowe regenerating his hand and looking like he's busting a nut. Jumping through the ceiling, just straight up to the ceiling. And also the way Russell Crowe was running when Denzel was chasing him.
Yeah.
What do you got, Zach?
My golden dumpster is going to be the Sid 6.7 Velcro label that he made. I wanted to give it to the snake. When did he make this thing?
I wanted to give it to the snake.
It was so distracting.
He's so fucking proud of himself when he puts it on.
Oh, I'm no longer Danny. Look what I got here.
I whipped this up.
And there's no point to it.
When I go on Death TV, everybody's going to know my name and smash that follow button.
Yeah.
My pick is when he's born out of the giant blue egg.
Oh.
He's ass off. He's stumbling around. His eyes are obscured and cum.
Calls himself Oedipus.
He's walking around butt naked.
And then Clyde says, Sheila?
Amin, what's your golden dumpster?
My golden dumpster is when Billy Fichtner says, nanotechnology, synthetic organism to be precise. And Denzel looks at him like, you Chris Muraski will actually ask motherfucker.
So your own note.
Just the note where we went on a 10-minute rant shitting on listeners.
Chris Muraski, yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, Maze, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Well, we're file.
I've been dying to pick this movie since we did Lawnmower Man and discovered that it was a thing. I never heard of it before the Lawnmower Man episode.
Okay, so you hadn't seen it before.
I did watch I want to say 15 minutes of it, maybe a year and a half ago, as a speculative investigation. And then I had seen enough. I shut it off. I put it down. I said, your time will come, Virtuosity. Denzel month. It's a great track record, but it's a limited selection. I'm glad I got this one off. Russell Crowe, kind of delightful. I can see why that guy turned out to be famous.
He was great, man.
Kid's got talent. This state of the art at the time, visual effects that are much more challenging than Jurassic Park's visual effects. There's definitely a group of movies that all exist in that palette. Disclosure, Lawnmower Man, we've talked about them. I kind of like it because it's so terrible and they thought they were doing amazing stuff. That's the best part, is they all think that it's groundbreaking. There's some problems, but overall, I enjoyed the performances and I enjoyed it. It is a file. Amin?
All right, so like Zach, I realized I saw this movie, or I thought I saw this movie a long time ago, and I seem to remember liking it, thinking like, oh, people made this thing out to be a lot worse than it was. I like this. This is pretty cool. But then I don't remember anything. And as I'm watching it today, I realized, like Zach, I think I might have mistaken this for Johnny Mnemonic. One of my big pet peeves is when there's a movie that I watch that I kind of like, and then years later I hear the actor shitting on it. What am I supposed to feel like, right? That I don't know shit, or I just got a terrible taste, or am I just like riding your dick so hard that I'm like, no, actually, you know, Virtuosity was a pretty good movie. Like, so it kind of upset me. Like every time Denzel makes the jokes about it, I'm like, come on, man, like you got me looking crazy out here. I'm telling people this movie ain't that bad, and meanwhile you're over here just fucking cracking jokes. The end dragged on for fucking ever. Forever. Like after we kill Sid, I didn't need like 20 more minutes on defusing the bomb. I just didn't care at that point. I wanted it to end. I wanted it to be over. I actually didn't finish it. I just had it on mute in the background because we had started recording the pod by then. But I was like, I get it. He's going to fucking defuse the bomb and that's it. And I got the line that I want to get out there, which is that I wanted to tell Kelly to shut the fuck up while he does all the fucking work. And then I saw the ridiculous pulling the wire from his arm. I got the gist of it, and it was just an ending that was way too long. Having said all that, this movie did clock in at under 2 hours, so it's going to be a file for me, boys.
What a roller coaster.
That's all it takes.
Oh, my God.
Is it under 2 hours? File. Is it over 2 hours? Phobe. It's unbelievable.
I want to see someone actually map it, because I don't think I use that as an actual thing.
What?
Somebody map it. Huh.
Unbelievable.
If only someone out here has been collecting all the data to track whether I phobe or file 2 hour movies.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
It's obviously this guy, right?
Yes.
I filed 2 hour movies before. I have.
Zach?
I remember loving this movie, but I remembered loving Suburban Commando as a child, and that didn't work out so well, right? Amin is right about the ending. The ending is not satisfying.
I wish it had been more fighting in the virtual reality once he starts going Doctor Strange and less defusing a bomb.
Somehow your ending in the virtual reality world is so much worse than Lawnmower Man.
There was no back door, Zach.
There sure wasn't. And so it's not a satisfying movie in that sense, but Russell Crowe, you would never know this is one of his first movies, consider how good. Like, I think the American accent, despite this being so young in his career, like, fucking phenomenal job by him. Denzel's great. There's some bad actors in there and some bad performances, but I actually thought that this movie is so well paced. Like, the first hour for me flew by. There was some review in there that said, oh, it drags at first. I was like, where?
Yeah, no, the opposite. The beginning was great.
Yeah, it flew by for me. And then the ending drags.
Mm-hmm.
There are not a ton of picks that Mays makes that I end up liking. It's actually, I think, the lowest percentage of he just finds movies that are against my love of cinema. And it's confounding to me how he continues to find these movies time and time again.
You're such a fucking fraud. Go ahead.
But this isn't one of them. This is a file, boys. Sweep it.
Wow.
Break out the brooms. Break out the green brooms. We're sweeping it.
How about that?
I fucking love Virtuosity.
I have a count for you guys. We've done 19 movies that are 2 hours or longer, 120 minutes or longer. And I've liked 4 of them.
It proves our point.
No.
What are the ones that you liked?
5 Heartbeats he filed.
We know why he filed that.
Showgirls, file. Disclosure, file. Departed, file.
Departed doesn't count. That doesn't count. Get out of here.
Okay, then 3 out of 19 then.
3 out of 18.
There's also this stat that was prompted by someone asking Zach when he's been the holdout phobe before.
Mm-hmm.
And his number is really low. He's only been the holdout phobe 6 times. That means that he phobed it and me and Amin filed it.
Because I love cinema.
No, it actually is because your stat is that you pick the movie and we're the only file.
What?
Or it's a negative sweep. So all of your picks are off the board. You've never been the holdout phobe on one of your picks.
Racist.
So 6 of them: Land of the Lost Jade, Ballistic X vs. Sever, Takers, Blade Trinity, and Predator 2.
Those are all good movies, Zach.
Those are all good movies?
Well, yes, I mean, you filed them all. That's how this works. I'm at 14 for this category. I've got a high number. Seems like a solid amount. Amin's got 21.
He also spite phobes, right? He's the only person that consistently will I don't like you, I want to go against you.
No.
A good number of these are spite phobes.
Right.
Name them. Name my spite phobes according to you.
We'll go back in time. 2 for the money.
Spite phobe.
That was long.
National Treasure 2.
Spite phobe.
Oh, it was way too long.
Deadfall.
It was boring.
American Ninja.
Well, that's because he thought the black guy was the American Ninja, and it turns out he's not, so now he's going to spite phobe.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse is boring.
That's fucking insane.
Cocktail.
Cocktail, I might want back.
What Happens in Vegas.
That was terrible. How did you guys file What Happens in Vegas and phobe fucking
Lake Bell, Rob Corddry.
A Million Ways to Die in the West? You guys are assholes.
Armageddon. Anaconda.
Okay.
How did you phobe that?
Okay, that one.
Gone in 60 Seconds because he watched the wrong one.
Terrible.
That's because you're an idiot.
Kiss of Death.
Oh, Kiss of Death is so good.
4 Christmases. Money Plane.
What?
Last Action Hero.
Oh my God, that fucking
Lawnmower Man.
You want that back.
Mom and Dad. Ghost Rider. 6 Underground. And Next.
You want Next back.
No, I don't.
So that's the Amin stat. The Zach stat is pick the movie and was the only file. He has 21 of those. The Amin stat is the holdout phobe. 21.
Almost every time it's a spite phobe.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Tweet us.
Why? Was that over 2 hours, Amin?
Louis Pinocchio. This motherfucker's banging on the 3-hour door, okay? Let's go.
A 3-hour door.
Tweet us your Louis Pinocchio, your 5 Horsemen, ass on, ass off, Golden Dumpster, phobe or file, at Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, at Levitard Show.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Zach, I guess you're up next, given that you had the second most amount of votes.
Oh, is that how we're doing it? That's actually not a bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I admit I'm picking blind here. I've never seen this movie. There are not a lot of Denzel movies, but this one is under 2 hours, so Amin has a chance at filing it. However, the synopsis for this movie, to spoil a little bit of the start of next week. A racist cop receives a heart transplant from a black lawyer.
Fade it down right here.
Who returns as a ghost to ask the cop to take down the men who murdered him. It's the 1990 movie of Bob Hoskins and Denzel Washington, Heart Condition.
From the man that picked White Man's Burden and Soul Man.
Wow, Soul Man, that's debatable.
Comes Heart Condition. The heart just changed sides.
By the way, spoiler alert, even though I haven't seen it. File.
Oh! Supercharge that, Maze!